we're recording. Like it says starting. Oh, fuck. I don't know if anybody can hear us.
Yes, they can. Right there.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I?
Nobody can hear us. It says stream is starting. They can't see or hear us.
Well, I'm going to set up your multi-stream so you can see both chats.
All right.
Tons of viewers pouring in.
Yeah, there's zero. It looks like it says zero. I can't see from here. Does it say zero viewers?
They probably all left because we haven't started yet.
Pretty sure that says 100.
Oh, yeah. No, hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Hundreds and hundreds.
Remember the guy at Sears? Hundreds. I got a hundred.
It was Anthony Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a hundred.
He worked at Best Buy.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh.
I think everyone worked at Best Buy.
I did. Did you?
I thought about it.
I didn't.
Then you didn't.
There.
Then you'd lie.
I didn't.
I basically work at Best Buy.
You know what we should do?
I never worked at Best Buy.
They send people our way all the time.
See how this works.
I actually worked there for 13 years.
Hey.
Whoa.
What's up, everyone?
I think it needs to be turned a little bit. Oh, and we need to fix the TV.
What's wrong with the TV?
It didn't get put back where it needs to be.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
That's all your fault.
Listen, this is what happens.
What's wrong with the street?
You give a monkey a gun and shoot somebody, you don't blame the monkey.
You give a monkey a gun, he'll feed his family for a day.
Hey, there we are. It's blurry.
You told me not to move that.
You didn't move it, I did.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Yeah, hey, one viewer.
That's me.
Is that you?
That's
Great.
me.
Excellent.
All right, it is share o'clock.
Yeah, I should probably reshare the actual correct link
All right, so let's see.
since I screwed it up last time.
Good screwed up.
That's fine. 4 months ago. A month.
I'm going to delete that and redo it. Yeah, that's fine. We're deleting the... Sorry, anybody that was on my story, but we're deleting it.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I got to make sure this is muted. Okay, that's good.
What? Okay, it's share o'clock.
Share clock.
That's what I call it.
Is that what the kids are calling it?
Yeah, the kids.
All the kids with the pumped up.
We're
kicks.
almost ready to get started.
Better run and run.
Pretty well.
Outrun my gun.
Going outrun the dog. Go for the tree, Mr. Postman. Get your ass, Mr. Postman. Sorry.
You know what's funny? I was going through. There's a clip of the episode we did with you the first time. Wearing the Wu-Tang shirt.
Yep. I'm wearing crazy quarters. Repping the sponsor.
Hey, if they'd give me a hoodie, I'd wear one.
I mean, if you'd just have them sponsor your show. There's only one podcast that they'll sponsor, though.
I don't want them to sponsor us.
Matty Ice and Marky Mark.
The good people. Yeah.
podcast.
Then, you know what? Then you got to sell out and do whatever they tell you to.
Absolutely.
Like wear that shirt. Obviously, someone told you had to.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight, and I fucking wore it.
Sell out. All right. Just trying to get this stuff ready, everybody. For everybody who's listening, which is no one. Let's do this. Done.
That got really quiet.
I know.
Whoa.
Okay, I did my sharing. Do we get a notification? Better. I'm going to like it, too. Come on, Streamlabs.
Okay. Done. We ready?
Hey, the chat is working.
Who's in it? Matt?
Let's check it on Twitch.
Matt Mace.
I'm just curious if it works on Twitch, too.
Yeah, me too. Hey,
Ace is watching us.
where's he at?
Oh, it says on here.
Oh, we got some people up here.
Yeah.
MTPO going on a limb on this one. I didn't pick it. I see you out there, Tyler.
Why does
Can I buy that seal tail
Jason
spin?
should join so I can buy
So we got.
things. When does the auction begin?
Why
Yeah, give me
does-
about 20 minutes.
Why the hell does the Twitch chat not work on multi-stream?
Told you. I told you,
You need to talk with us.
buddy. I tried to tell you. You didn't listen to me, did you?
Dude, you got to talk with Streamlabs.
You didn't listen to me.
It is not set up
You didn't
properly.
listen to me.
Tyler, I got you on that tailspin.
He got nothing.
$5.
Do not listen to him.
Seriously followed you.
$4.25.
Seriously.
Do not listen to him. It's not for sale.
Can you stretch that chat?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. But
Are you fucking this up?
I would like to just have the other view I had, which I can't remember what that view was.
I don't know because
It's fine.
I have my stream set up properly.
Yeah,
So
well, that's why you were supposed to be here, was to help do that.
I
And
was
here we
playing
are.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, I know what you were doing.
Eating Sonic.
It's unstable too. I don't like that. Keyframe interval is too high, it says.
Down there it says it's good. We're in the green over there.
Oh yeah, we're fine. Okay, good.
If Streamlabs says it's good, it's got to be good.
Is there a CIB Action 52 back there? I need one of those. Talk to Robbie about that. I'm not paying $5 for a 3 TurboGrafx game. $3.
Dude, but it's water graded.
Mattio's here in the chat.
7.5.
You guys get quite the
Default Jin.
the Twitch chat going.
Tyler is here. John is here.
Why are we looking at this view
Clearvis
for the Twitch
here.
chat?
Michael Chiramonte blowing up the chat right now.
What was the previous view you had, Mike?
I don't remember. So it's fine. This is going to... You know what? Who knows? It's fine. You want this bigger? We can get rid of this. I don't need that, though.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's way better. Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Holy
is that
shit.
there?
Oh,
Like,
you
what
can-
am I doing?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's much better. All right, cool. I think we're getting it.
It's only taken us a year. We got it.
Good evening,
19
everybody.
minutes.
All right. Yeah, because this thing lies. It says there's 3 people, but I see more than 3 people. This says there's
There
10
we
in
go.
here.
It's shot up to 10. Bam.
We got 10. All right, good. All right, welcome, everybody. We're going to start the show here in a minute. Can anybody tell us how do we sound? Everything look okay? Is everything all right?
Minus us sounding terrible because 2/3 of us have been sick.
I'm sick right now.
Oh, are you?
I actually have COVID.
I'm sick and tired of this. John feels better, so that's all that matters.
Cough in
That's-
my face.
That is literally all that matters.
Cough on my butt.
Ugh.
I don't know. Isn't that how you get COVID? That's what I read on the internet.
It's the human
No, that's
centipede thing.
that's how you get drunk.
Oh, well,
Cough on the butt.
there are other ways too.
They call
Holy
that
shit.
butt. Don't they
All
call
right.
that butt, John?
I'm going to... Audio sounds good to me, says Clearvis. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
I just want to make sure that at least the Facebook chat is working.
It works.
Facebook.
I know.
You
I'm-
already chatted it.
I know,
we see
but
it down
now
there.
I'm freaking out.
I almost used this.
Freaking out,
What is that?
man.
Restream or whatever?
That's the whole point of paying for Streamlabs Premium is so you don't have to use.
Yeah, well, it doesn't
Restream.
work. So thanks for nothing. Thanks for not hooking it up.
Well, it works.
All right. You about ready to get started?
Hell yeah, I am.
All right.
Thanks everybody for getting on. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out.
We're gonna get some intro music going.
John, we're going to give you a call in a little bit. I'm also going to try and call Robbie. I'm not sure if he's going to answer. Jay said
Robbie
I
will
should join so
answer.
I can buy things. When does the auction begin? I just
It will
saw
in a
that.
little bit. It'll be in the second hour.
Easy.
$10.
Look, first thing for
Oh,
sales.
see, you aren't doing this right. That's way less than $10.
Pete
my
Rose,
friend.
Pete Rose baseball sitting over here to my left. We'll start there. The bidding starts at $5 million.
Why do you have that graded?
I bought it.
I was
You don't
wondering-
listen to the show.
I
You
was
do not listen to
wondering.
the show. That's it, man. Like, this is the last time you're on until you actually listen to the show
I
that
listen
you
to
weren't
the
on.
show all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, you must. If you don't know about Pete Rose baseball, then you don't know why.
Mike, you talk
You realize
about
how
like,
much trash I talk about you guys on our show, right?
All right, here we go.
You talk about like 1,400 things in an episode.
All right, we ready? We're gonna do
We
it.
are. Let's do
Let me
this.
make sure I got the
Phone
right.
lines are standing by for your calls.
No, they're not. Well, maybe they are. Actually,
Don't
they are.
now.
Let me make sure before I get started. Let me make sure my phone is connected to the thing.
And we are recording this time. Woo!
So anybody who calls, we can get on. Let's see. That's funny. That happened very quickly. Roadcaster Pro is not in range. Yeah, it is.
It's actually right here.
It's actually, it can't be any more calls. All right. I think we're good here. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome back to the Lost Joystick Network.
I felt like I should have said something, but
I
you
was
always
waiting.
yell at me because I always go too quick.
That was I was a test, and you passed A+. Episode 18 of the Lost Joystick Network, and we are live on the internet. I know it's hard to wrap your head around, but we are.
Interwebs.
It's a live stream, they call it. I think that's what the kids call it. And we are joined by, in studio, the one and only Matty Ice from the Matty Ice and Marky podcast, Matthew Mace.
Thank you for having me.
Matt, thank you for joining us.
I appreciate the invite for...
Nobody invited you.
Yeah, I just showed up.
Well, no, he was
brought
going to
his own
talk
mic.
about his big news that he's leaving the Matty Ice and Marky Mark podcast and joining the LGN network.
I've seen what you guys need, and
I think I got it. I think you got it.
I think
you've got what I need, Matt.
I think I can bring a lot to the table here.
Well, you've brought
I've
the
taken up half
microphone
of
and the
it.
stand. Yeah, a third of it is yours now. So that real estate ain't cheap, by the way. Okay.
That's fair.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Like I said, episode 18. I did press record. There's a note now in my notes to press record to ensure that they're
it is on there.
right there. Press record.
This is such a thorough outline. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 7 episodes of my show.
I've seen how you do your notes. It's like a goddamn 1985 Dungeons and Dragons page of a character. It's
Isn't
a character
it?
page.
It's amazing. It's
He
just like,
handwrites his
Got
all
fucking
his
Crayola
notes.
crayons all over
He
it.
handwrites all his notes.
I've done it on construction paper before.
Yeah.
Like, step 1,
Are we talking about
start
notes?
the show.
Okay. All right.
He said he's just a friend. But yeah, thank you for having me. Jay came up and visited me at the store, and he was like, I don't even know.
Some Flock of Seagulls shit coming up.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's my favorite band of all time.
Oh, well, all right, we're good.
Just because of the one song.
We'll put that back
Making
up.
me want to run away myself right
Yeah. He came up and I was like, have you guys done Punch Out yet? Because I don't listen to your show. And
Clearly.
he's like, no, we haven't. I'm like, oh shit, we should do that. And now I'm here.
So far, my favorite comment has to be Tyler's. Oh wow, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, going on a limb, out on a limb this episode.
Yeah, deep dive.
Not really, but again, we didn't choose the game. If you haven't noticed, there's been a trend recently. We don't choose it unless it's you, Tyler, and you don't choose games. I choose one for you because there's a great picture of you holding the game that we did. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. But yes, I think it's an excellent choice myself, and we'll just jump right to the fact that we're going to do Mike Tyson's Punch Out because usually we wait, but we'll get right to it.
Oh shit.
That's okay. No, it's fine. Don't. I said it just as much as you.
I mean, yeah.
You know, let's just start over, everybody.
Just redo the whole
Take
intro.
2.
It's fine.
So let's start with our guest. How was your week?
My week has been pretty good so far. You know what? I made a life change almost. I bought a coffee pot that brews your coffee in the morning when you set the time for it. So now I wake up a little earlier and I've been doing more shit for the show. It's a complete game changer.
You know,
I'm like not waking up 5 minutes before I need to go to work. It's wild.
you're becoming an adult.
I
It's
know.
so
He's
weird.
adulting.
I get up. I don't. My job does not require that I be downtown at 8 o'clock in the morning at any given day ever. But I am always down here in the space at 8 a.m.
I don't
every
really,
day.
I
Your
don't
job
blame
doesn't
you.
dictate you need to be anywhere, ever.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you're like, man, I got like 3 sales calls today. I'm gonna go check out the video game stores up in Saginaw today. Here's a fucking bag of Red Bulls for Matty Ice.
but they are. Is that a bad thing?
No, I wish you would see me every week. Come up and see
Come
me
in and visit
anytime.
every week. Well, we're coming in a couple weeks, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show because we're going to come up in a couple of weeks and hang out.
I'm
we're going to
down
have
for
another
it.
special guest who's going to come in town, hang out.
Perfect.
I know it's true.
I like
Heard
meeting
about
new
that.
people.
I'm excited about our next special. I'm duly excited about you being here.
Yeah, like it's hard because I want to talk about how I'm excited about it at the end, but then I'm like, well, I don't want to be like too excited because like Matt's here too.
That's just me. Come on.
Oh, look, I've seen the droves of fans that you have.
I've been here before.
Did you
It's the
see all
D&D.
the? Did you see the paparazzi when he came in?
I did.
Dude, we had to like sneak him in.
It was almost like there was like a funeral going on outside or something.
They got
Wow.
they
Well,
literally
it
have
is
the road
downtown
blocked
Flint,
off.
so
They had to actually block off the streets for me to be here.
They did.
it's true. That's 100% true. Super Mario Brothers 3 is a great game. Tell your friends. Yeah, Tyler, do Super Mario 3. I've never heard of that game. I don't know what that is. So I'll have to look into it. Let me see if there's anything on the internet about it.
If it goes by the way I pronounced it, would be Mario.
Yeah, well, you know,
Mario.
that's because you're from Long Island.
Hey, forget about it. Mario.
We're what about you, Jay? How was your week? I hesitate to ask, but I already know.
It's been going well for you.
I've been sick, so I mean,
No
other
COVID.
than
No COVID though.
no Rona.
Negative.
So I think it's all it's all a farce. There's no such thing.
It's all a big lie perpetuated by the government.
It is. Where's my tinfoil hat?
Is this a Joe Rogan podcast? What just happened?
Tinfoil hat?
Anyway,
Where is it? Hey,
it's the 4th in the series. Hidden Gem.
and we're canceled.
Hey, we got a new first-time chat from K3. Hello.
and now they're leaving because we're talking about COVID.
Long Island represent. He's not actually from Long Island.
No, I'm not. I'm
I
from.
do have a good
Michigan.
friend that's from there, but it's not Jay.
I'm from Michigan.
And he's not a good friend anyway, so whatever.
No, I'm not.
He's the best.
I'm just here for
You look good.
Comic relief.
You look good.
I feel good. I feel pretty good. I felt pretty rough the last week.
You sounded bad a few days ago when I was talking to you, and I was like, okay, just let me know when you're feeling better, man. I
Was
just
that
felt
when
bad.
you asked me how I was feeling? And I was like, well, I went from feeling like death to feeling ate a shit sandwich minus the bread.
Yeah. That was the day.
How about you? How you been?
I'm good, man. Like, I've really been trying to work on the studio. We're using a new camera, so I hope it looks okay. Everything seems all right.
Do we look very soft and presentable?
I hope
other than we're husky?
we kind of like all look the same. It's sad. Like, he's the young version of us.
The youngest and the fattest. That's
Actually, he's
exciting.
kind of the young version of you, and then hypothetically, Mark would be the young version of me.
Yeah, it's true. We should get him on and do like some sort of weird bizarro world where like Mark and I do a show and you and Matt do a show.
We could do like
we
the
go.
multiverse thing, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
Marvel does now.
But we got a new sign. So we got a new sign for the podcast. It was done by the Retro Beard out of Nashville. So if
Which
you
is
ever,
amazing.
It's awesome that he does acrylic signs. He'll do custom work. It was very affordable. Dude was easy to work with. I would highly recommend working with him. I'm going to get a couple of more for a couple of other things. So very, very great experience there. So that was good.
You gonna get one, Matt?
Yeah, I
guys
actually.
need to get
we
one.
talked
I
about
shot him a message right away because
He's awesome.
It's a very attractive sign.
Dude, it's so well done. Like, I'm going to get one. And like I said, I'm going to put like a little QR code on there and stuff. And it's be cool. He already told me he could do it. So
It looks badass
yeah,
for sure.
He did tell me also that the laser for his thing that he uses set it on fire and he had to go buy a new laser.
Holy
Oh wow.
Yeah, like literally like the follow, like the day after I got it, he's like, oh, I'm so glad you're happy because I almost set my studio on fire or something. I was like, oh, sorry. Anyway, nice sign. So, well, thanks.
That's
bud.
because we are hot.
That's because we're spicy.
That logo is so good.
Muy caliente.
banging.
Killed
Yep.
the whole studio.
Yeah, it
Banging.
kind of did. So
And we do have shirts coming
it's
eventually.
almost too attractive. No such thing.
And we will have shirts coming eventually.
Yeah, we're working on shirts. I
Whoa,
talked
whoa,
to him
whoa,
about
whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
See, we're not allowed to. Here's the deal.
God, you
Are
guys.
no, you know what?
fucking
Let's
copycat
no.
supremes.
Let's talk about this right now. There's this perception out there that
boy.
whatever they do, we do. And now he says, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting these shirts done." And I'm like, "Jay's been trying to get shirts done for 2 months now."
Dog,
Actually, it's us dragging our feet. But yes, we
I've had
have. I can.
shirts, I've had shirts done since season 2.
Also, I'm going to say this.
What are you on?
What do you mean?
What season are you on now?
7.
Oh,
Hey, I have a question. Where are you going to get your sign from?
You know what? I've been talking with the Retro Beard forever.
Yeah. Let me go back to my years of
He
discussion.
actually
with him.
just fixed that laser to do your guys' thing, and then that whole thing just fucked the whole thing up.
Yep. That's I was a problem with the supply chain. I screwed it up. New the Colossi there says new follow for Matty Ice. Look
Thank
at
you, Matt. I appreciate you tuning in. These are 2 semi-decent, cool guys. They're pretty solid.
We try.
No, you guys are. I know. We talked about the shirt thing. It was very coincidental timing. So that idea, I can't feel too upset about.
Here's the deal. There are only so many ideas that you can have. And if you do something first, it doesn't mean you did it first.
No,
If you did something before us, it does not mean you did
let's
it
put
first.
it in the musical perspective. Eddie Van Halen's the only one.
Yeah.
yeah. There we
Nobody
go.
else created any guitar riffs.
You know, the Beatles were the first band to ever make music, and no one ever since has been able to do it.
Nope, not at all. And all jokes aside,
What do I do with this?
Hey, Kyle says hello, by the way, from Retro Replayed. Kyle's on the stream here.
what up, Kyle?
What's up, Kyle?
All jokes aside, they're video game podcasts. They're always going to tie together.
There's only so many things that any podcast can do to promote itself. Hey, are you going to have a Patreon at some point?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I already know that there are podcasts like the Collector's Quest that have Patreons. So you're pretty much ripping them off.
And like-
also, they had a Discord before you, too.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
like-
ripping them off.
like Clearvis
Tyler, they're ripping
says,
you off. Yeah, Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it first anyway.
Exactly.
They had
Simpsons did it.
t-shirts.
Simpsons did it. They did have T-shirts. I had one
Speaking
of
of
them.
Collector's Quest, I just had to give Tyler a little shout out there. He spent most of his life saying Mario. Long Island, yo.
Mario.
Forget
about
Is Clearvis,
Nassau game.
No, that's
Is that Tyler? Or, RG?
Default Gen is Tyler from
Okay.
Collector's Quest. And Clearvis is Michael Chiramonte, who is an expert at NES programming and does an entire YouTube series about NES programming and is an active participant in the Collector's Quest Discord. Thank
If
you
anybody
for
needs, Tyler dropped in the Collector's Quest Patreon.
the Colossi. You still having a Patreon from us. Yeah, see?
That's fair. Themes to be seen taking over.
See? Yep. So anyway. So
All jokes aside, though,
No.
Our shows are pretty. I mean, we're similar because we talk about games, but
they're
that's about
not.
as far as we get.
Yeah,
so-
you guys cover a lot of different stuff.
We
That's
don't
actually
even
pretty
fucking,
cool that we don't do.
We don't even talk about games anymore.
You
We
guys
talk about fucking food.
You talk about pinball, Dungeons and Dragons, and eating and drinking 20-year-old Mountain Dew. That's what you do.
And you know what? Everyone's fucking into it. They
are.
literally watched us for 2 hours talk about nothing.
Yep.
To then get to us eating spicy peanuts that ruined us for 2 days.
Yeah, I believe
And you know
it.
what? That's the show now, and that's fine.
You know, with this whole programming your coffee pot thing, you're going to learn that those things going in feel about the same coming out.
Oh, it was bad, dude. It was not enjoyable.
Well,
It gets
anyway,
worse as you get older.
the rest of it, my week was good. I can't complain. I have a great life. So what do I have to complain about? We'll talk about a little bit more about what's been going on since we've been on a couple weeks here. But yeah, that's it. So I will say that my week has consisted of playing Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus. I don't know what, is it a hard J, Yogging?
I do believe Mark told me it was Arceus.
I think it's Arceus.
No, because you don't want to stick it up your arse or something like. He always pronounced it as arse to be like.
Well, how does Mark
goofy.
pronounce it?
It is Arceus.
That's how Mark pronounces
That's
it?
how he wants to pronounce it, but I believe the correct way is Arceus.
Mm.
But just say it. It's a fucking Pokemon. Just say it how you want.
I
I'm
would say
gonna-
Pokemon right now.
I can tell you I have really enjoyed it. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. It's like an open world Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game, and it's been a lot of fun. So let's see.
We talked about Breath of the Wild earlier.
Who is that? I can't read that.
Michael Stewart. Oh man, speaking of pinball, I have pinball guys. What
That's
up,
one of
Mike?
your buddies is on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I got the
It's a
whole
hard
crew.
K, is what we were
It's
being
hard
told.
K. Arceus.
Yeah,
Arceus. There's no
it's a hard
K in it. It's C.
Oh, the K is
The
silent.
K is silent.
K
So
is
it is
silent.
it's Arius.
Specifically because they didn't want it to sound like ours.
Yeah, it makes
There you go.
sense.
Well, there you go. So Arceus. So Arceus it is. Yeah, Clearview's YouTube channel is awesome, or Clearvis. Clearview, I don't know about theirs.
The K is silent.
Yeah, but Clearvis, that guy, he gives
got a
lessons
great
about
channel.
how to program for the NES. And in fact, he gave me some information today that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Clearvis, if
Yep.
you want to do a collab on NES music, I'm super down because that's my favorite thing in the world. But
It's one of the best things.
it's absolutely.
So, with that, I think we should probably get to
We're staying right on point today. I like this.
it's time for a little collecting update.
Like a DJ over here.
I know it's
See, I always fuck up mine.
I had to calm him down off that before we started going live because when he would do that, he'd start going in like he was a real fan.
I only have the one ear on too. I'd always
Yeah.
have it like this so I could hear the crowd. I want to hear the crowd.
It's like that insurance commercial.
Oh, I know that person.
Look at those dance skills.
You know who that is?
That is, I do know who that is.
Yeah, it's a good friend of
Seriously.
ours. Manager of the Miller Road Media Reload.
She's a cool chick.
Oh,
She's pretty all right.
I
Sarah's,
met her from you. She's
Sarah's
a
in the
nice girl.
chat. Hot DJing. That's exactly right, Tyler. Yeah, Sarah's great.
I do like that gal quite a bit.
So let's talk a little bit about the collecting update. Jay, what do you got? You got something.
Yeah, I was sick. Oh yeah, I got that Ken Griffey card. I got you got me a Ken Griffey Panini card.
That's right.
It's actually pretty sweet. I gotta grab it now.
Go grab it. Bring it on the live stream.
Oh God.
You got a panini?
Well, it's not a penny. It's not a sandwich. Settle down.
Damn it.
Theta Omega. They really do be jamming. We do.
Oh, I got a big fly. Big fly Ken Griffey Jr. card. I'm gonna set that right.
Yeah, put it right there. Right in front of the grade so everybody knows that grade is not actually a 10, which it should be.
It's a fucking wada.
It's a it's a lot of trash.
What a piece of shit.
Hey, look, man, take a dump, put it in some acrylic case. Somebody wants to pay $1,000 for it, they can have the dump.
There you go.
Anyway, so you got the Griffey card.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you. You got me that actually. Found
Actually,
that at media.
we can thank Eric from Media Reload.
What a
great
great guy.
That he
best friend.
Yep, he wanted to give it to me because I told him I said I had a good friend that would really like it, and that was you.
Yeah, we're starting to get into sports cards, and I now need to learn a whole nother fucking trading card.
Yeah, don't. I can help you on that too a little bit.
I just if they
That's a-
sound if it's a rookie card from Michael Jordan, I'll look into it. That's about
You
it.
might want to make sure it's real then.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Or Magic Johnson one.
Yeah, which I know a guy that's got a Larry Bird Magic Johnson rookie that also has Julius Erving on it. One of the two seminal basketball cards of all time.
That's got to be the craziest card ever.
Yep, it's true. And some dickhead had it in a box in his basement, and then I wound up getting it from him.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he's got it. It was
That
my
dickhead
basement.
right there.
It's not in like pristine condition. It's in good shape, but
Well, I was going to put my cats through college. It's a cat college. You know how it is. It's a Mountain
speaking of
University.
Punch Out, if you got that gold Famicom card, you get
Easy
your
now.
cats through college. I know a guy.
We'll get there. What about you, Matt? You pick up anything recently?
I did. I got a...
Great. Moving on. Anyway,
All right,
Jay.
good
Well, I
deal.
bought some. No, go ahead, please. I'm kidding.
No, so I finally picked up I got a Master System 2.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And it was, we had one come through the store, and it was like 2000th. It's like the 2000 or 3000th made. It's got a crazy low serial number.
Interesting, yeah.
Not that really matters, but that system's really cool, man.
Yeah.
It's got like that slide top for the cartridge thing. It looks badass.
Does it have the built-in game? I can't remember. Does Master System 2 have a built-in game and you turn it on with no games?
So some of the Master Systems don't. There's two built-in games that the Master System did. One was like High Speed, which is basically like a pole position, and the other is like a Zaxxon ripoff.
Right.
But I don't know if the Master System 2 had one. I haven't checked it out yet.
Jay, you're the good guy at looking stuff up on the phone while we're on the show.
Oh yeah, since I don't
Dig
talk,
into
I
that.
normally zone out.
But so I got that, and
Cool.
then
That's awesome.
and then I got one thing I've never seen come through the store is the Nintendo 64 expansion pack little clip guy. The tool to remove.
Oh,
the
yeah,
jumper
the
pack.
actual device to remove it.
I finally fucking got one.
Those are the biggest pains in the ass
I know.
to get out.
I don't understand why that tool is so hard to find.
And
But
why would you keep it? Does anybody have the thing they use to pull the SIM cards out of their Apple phones?
I guess like why would you ever
You
put
use
your
it once
jumper
and then
back
you're
in?
done with it,
Yeah,
you know?
why
Like-
would you use it again?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got that, and that's kind of I've been collecting 60. Oh, the last thing.
Yeah.
I haven't even talked about this on my show. So I've had
exclusive.
I've had all the 64 colors for the systems.
Oh
the
no!
American
Did you
ones.
do it?
I finally no. My brother yeah. My brother for
Can I guess?
Christmas.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah.
You finally got the orange controller to go with your orange Nintendo 64.
Yep,
Which I have been looking for you like every shop I go to, I look or ask for the last year and a half. I've been asking.
It's always fake, dude. They're always
I know.
fake.
Well,
And
they're
my
not
brother,
fake. They're just third party or aftermarket
yeah.
stuff.
And my brother
Which is
finally
fake.
bought me one he got it for me for Christmas. And I was hype as fuck because now I'm done with all the American ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Man, that's so cool. I'm so happy for you because I know what that's like.
Yeah.
He's just like, thank God. Like it's funny. There was a guy that was doing like a sale on Instagram recently, and he had the complete one. I was like, hey man, would you sell just the controller? And,
Yeah, would you uncomplete this
yeah.
system
Could you just
for my friend?
Yeah, because for some guy you don't even know.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I don't know who you are.
He's a real stand-up guy.
Yeah,
But
that is
yeah,
awesome.
That's been my collecting quest lately.
Congratulations. That's noteworthy.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Awesome.
So from what I'm finding on here, and I probably didn't find anything really good because it's kind of all over the place. Like it says that it
Regarding
had built-in
Master
games
System
such
2.
as Hang On,
Yeah.
Space Harrier, and
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's in Maze game featuring a snail, Alex Kidd Miracle World. So
That was a built-in game?
that's what it's saying. That's
That's
why I
a
don't know if
great-
I'd buy this. This is from Giant.
Alex-
I don't know if I'd buy.
Oh, Giant Bomb. They're actually a pretty good article. They used to be. Jeff Gerstmann's a badass dude.
You don't listen to the show.
Do you guys not like Giant Bomb?
No. We told this story in the last show that
Oh my
we
God.
tried to get Gerstmann to send us reviews of stuff for our show because the very first episode I did was about The Legend of Zelda and he rated it so lowly. I was like, how is it a 7.2? And I messaged him and I was like, we talk about you on the show, would you mind, just give me, if I give you a game every other week, would you give me a number review of it? And he just left me unread.
He didn't even respond to it?
No.
He's been in the game longer than any of us.
I know.
But he is openly an asshole. Like that's his whole thing is he is a dick.
Yeah.
That's the Jeff Gerstmann way.
We'll definitely get him on now after that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And that's from me. And I love Jeff Gerstmann. He's one of my favorite
well,
reviewers
Catch a
of all
clip on his
time.
Facebook feed in the morning.
Love dicks, I guess.
Gershman's a dick. Oh, sign me up.
That sounds good. Give me all of it. Give me all you got.
You know what's fucked up is I want to work for Giant Bomb. There's no chance now. He'll find that deep down.
Why would you go work for a website anymore?
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to make any money doing that.
A website that's probably...
That's like going to work for the library. No offense,
Look at
John.
this, John coming through in the clutch.
I confirmed on my Sega Master System 2, it's Alex Kidd.
That is a great built-in
But at that point, don't you think that they had to like lead? They're like, shit. Nintendo was giving away Super Mario Brothers, okay? And they're like,
And Duck Hunt.
no one's buying this thing in the United States. Let's give them Alex Kidd. Like maybe that will do it. And it didn't. But that's a great game to give away.
Yeah, and it's a cool mascot, but it's like every Sega mascot. It got sold to every other company.
Yeah. Well, you live in a different generation.
I'm sure that you were a big Master System fan when it came out.
I knew 2 people who had the Master System.
Yeah,
like literally 2 people.
The coolest game on that system's Ninja Golf or whatever the fuck.
What's the website? Is that like YouTube off of YouTube? Kind of. It's like YouTube, but they take everything everybody says and they turn it into text and you have to read it.
Yeah, and you have to pay for it too.
Oh, man. Well, not when it first came out, but now, like, somehow. So anyway, thanks for asking. My collecting update is...
Wow.
Go ahead. I'll edit this out. Go ahead.
I hope you don't edit it out. Audit it. I hope you audit it.
Mike, what fancy,
do you have? What do
crazy,
you got new, Mike?
insanely overpriced games did you buy this week?
I haven't bought anything.
Bull fucking shit.
Okay, I bought stuff.
I'll go grab them right now. They were very attractive looking.
Websites are basically the tabletop RPG of online.
Tape Flipper.
Thank
you,
their
sir.
first time comment.
Thanks.
That's a great comment.
Thanks for stopping in, Tape
That is
Flipper.
an
Great
amazing comment.
Instagram account, by the way. Love his Instagram account. E-Bombs World. That was a website. Yeah, that was 1999.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, some of those things you'll never forget. That's
Were you
why.
alive in 99?
Oh my god,
No.
dude! Sarah sent you that message about geoscapes or whatever the fuck.
Okay, hold on. No. Stop. So Sarah sends me a message and just says, Sarah is a friend of ours and a good friend of Matt's, and said, I just made a GeoCities joke and Matt didn't get it. And I knew that you would understand what I was getting at. And then I said, my response to her was, and I don't have it, this is not verbatim, you do have to understand that GeoCities was a thing that happened before Matt was born.
I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's close.
What was it?
Hey, Tape Flipper.
I don't remember.
Thanks for tuning in, bud.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I don't know. All I know is that she messaged me that, and I laughed so hard because I was like, we called it GeoCities.
What
That's what a guy called. Okay, so GeoCities, go look it up. Basically, back in the day, nobody bought their own domain. Nobody knew how to do that or set up DNS or get websites developed. You could use GeoCities, and they would give you your own space. So it's geocities.com/user/whatever name, and you could go make your own website. And then that would be what you shared to people.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, go look it up. Yeah, exactly. Go look it up is exactly right.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't know about GeoCities on
It's probably
podcast, that's a very good question, Tyler.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't know about GeoCities on an NES podcast, it's not an NES podcast.
I've also managed a video game store for 4 years now,
Yeah.
and I don't know about GeoCities.
So, like, literally a quarter of your life.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
GeoCities was the Squarespace of today, but really awful. That's very fair.
I think it came up because I've been designing our
Squarespace.
website. Yeah, and she was like, "You should just use GeoCities." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
I don't know what that
You're
is.
doing a website? We were going to do one too.
Yeah. Well, you better fucking hurry up.
Can we use Squarespace, or is that okay with you?
You can use WordPress.
You got a Japanese beetle on your arm.
Cool. Look at lucky me.
I just
That
let
would
him
be a
chill.
ladybug.
He's just doing his thing.
You can hang out. I don't
I thought
care.
you had a booger. I was like, bro.
So yes, I did buy some stuff. I got
what'd you
some.
get?
I actually got some NES boxes from Sarah's store.
Oh, yeah. that's
Yeah,
right.
so I got like 14 of them. They were just boxes. A couple of them had manuals, but I only had 2 of the 12 or 2 of the 14. So that was cool. The highlights were Guardian Legend, Adventures of Lola 1 and 2, Adventure Island, and another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So yeah, a couple of spare boxes now at the house for NES stuff. If you got an Urban Champion 3 screw cart, you might want to trade off.
I may actually have that.
Yeah, I know you do.
Do I? How do you know that?
Because,
it's weird that you remember that.
Well, you
I got
told
the
me you
manual,
couldn't
too.
trade it to me for some reason that no longer is a valid reason to not trade it to me. Is why.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
It involves a girl.
It does.
A bad girl. No, she's not bad. I'm just kidding. That's not fair. Anyway, bought those. Actually, will you, Jay, will you do me a
grab
favor?
it? Not it.
Yeah, go ahead and grab if you want.
Those?
I can get them. Yeah,
Okay.
those, and then that
Probably
book.
easier for
You
me
see
to
that
get
book with the pink writing on the spine? We grab that too.
You got that? You didn't tell me you got that.
I didn't tell anybody because it just
son of a
happened.
bitch.
I'll explain when you get here. I'll tell
I'm
you.
fucking excited about that.
Are they going to do a 64 one?
Settle down. I haven't talked about what it is.
Are they going to do a 64 one?
Settle down.
Yeah, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
They'll know.
But
They know now.
But you do.
I do know.
Are they going to, you think?
I do not know. So I picked these up from the Burton location of Media Reload. Again, the store that Matt works at. Not the specific store, but I had these loose cartridges, and these are complete in box with the maps and posters. So Final Fantasy II and Final Fantasy III for those who can't see. Complete in box. So I'm not a plebe anymore. I'm an actual real collector. This validates me. And then I also purchased a book.
Oh, man.
The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library from 1985 to 1995.
By Pat and Ian.
It's by Pat Contry, as all people know Pat, the NES punk, who is a very divisive individual in the retro game community. But
And Ian Ferguson from Luna,
Yes.
previously Luna
yeah, he
Games.
doesn't work there anymore. But so Harrison messages me one day, like a couple days ago, and says, "Hey, do you want this book?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, probably. I've been thinking about buying it. I've got all the NES stuff. I probably should. I probably should get it." So I'm like looking, and he's like, "It's $80," and I'm like, $80? Like I start looking on their website, and it's like $50, and I'm like, I'm surely I can get it for even less than that. Is it like out of print? Come to find out, it's because it's the first print of the book.
Oh, wow.
And it was like they just got it from a distributor, which should tell you everything about how the sales of the book went. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I know I'm kidding, but it is actually a pretty cool book. So
They put a lot of work into it.
it's actually a very extensive, cool book. There's a lot of good information. Although I will say this, when you're writing a book like that, you shouldn't be peppering it with, you should be giving opinions on your game, but not holistic opinions about other things. And some of the hot takes on some of the things are a little bit like, if I was writing it, and I didn't write it, so it's not my project, but I would have probably left that kind of stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's just like, okay, that's what you think, but
Well, you know how Pat is.
yeah. And I actually don't have a problem with him. He's someone that's kind of always been around in the whole ether of collecting. It's just, like I've always kind of known who that guy was, and I never I listen to his podcast now, and I don't have a problem with him. Some people really don't like him, and I could understand maybe why, but I have no personal experience with him. So anyway, I did buy the book because it's an excellent book.
Yeah.
And it's very heavy.
You got to get the Super Nintendo one now.
Yep, and they are working on a 64 version. I know that it's just not done yet. So
That's that's going to be so many bad reviews.
that's because it's a garbage system for garbage people.
I love it, but
There's a reason they didn't make 300 games for it.
they made 296 though. They got real close.
It's not 300 though.
Yeah, but can you NES 700 and what 47 or 750?
It depends on how you look at it. Licensed 677 and then like 748 unlicensed. I don't remember something like
So
that.
many garbage games on that system.
How dare you?
Taboo the Sixth Sense.
Okay, that's one. Name another one. I'll give you that one.
Bad Dudes. Game's fucking trash.
What?
Bad Dudes is terrible. Don't even try. Bad Dudes is a bad game.
Bad? What?
Bad Dudes is a bad game. Contra Force, bad game.
Contra Force is a bad game. Bad Dudes,
Bad Dudes is good.
you can
Man,
stuff
how
that.
is Bad Dudes good?
You can stuff those sorries in a sock, mister. Anyway, how many good Nintendo 64 games are there? 6? No, there's not 6.
There's way more than 6, all right?
Listen to
Listen,
the show.
motherfucker. Listen, motherfucker.
I can't think of.
Are you going to bring up that
Here's-
Castlevania train wreck they made?
That game's not that bad.
Oh my
What?
God. Yeah, Bad Dudes is trash.
Wait, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness or Castlevania 64?
That's right, both of them.
No, Legacy of Darkness is okay. 64 is pretty bad.
We are not here to talk about the Nintendo 64, nor will we
have not
ever
even gotten
be here.
into this novel of an outline.
Okay.
Oh, we'll skip half the outline.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's all irrelevant.
Time.
So that's kind of it. That's what I picked up. I'm sure other things. I don't know. I'm waiting on a shipment to come in of something that I purchased. That'll be another acrylic game. I see what you don't listen to the show, Matt, but I want to tell you, can tell how good someone is at Bad Dudes by how good they think it is.
Bad Dudes was actually.
Did someone just say Bad Dudes? Robbie literally showed up because somebody said Bad Dudes. He's been summoned. That is. Oh man, that is so amazing. I'm so glad you're here.
I will say,
can we trail off for a minute? We might need to call Robbie. We might need to have a talk with Robbie.
Not yet. We'll get to that. But
Bad Dudes is the first NES game I ever played, and
lucky.
I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I had 2 copies of it too.
Bad Dudes is better than Double Dragon Easy. That is 100% accurate.
Oh yes.
Everybody had 2 copies. I have 2 copies. So
I'll go back and play it.
There's a copy over here, and then there's also a copy behind this that fell at one point. So everybody has at least 2 copies of Bad Dudes.
Double Dragon 2 is
I've
good.
never been on Twitch before, but the power of Bad Dudes brought me on. I believe that. That's the thing. I do believe that. Like I said it, and then Robbie's like, "What's that, Bad Dudes?" Like we just rubbed the genie, and he popped out.
He has like Bad Dudes.
Rubbed the lamp.
It's like a Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it was.
He heard you say Bad Dude sucks, and he like popped up like a vampire. He's like, what?
Exactly. He comes up with his arms crossed out of the coffin. Excuse me?
I'll go back and play it for you guys.
I'm kind of waiting for the door to get kicked down.
It's only been
Oh my
Robbie
God.
just kicks the door down.
He's on the other side of the door.
Bad Dudes.
What's going on in this? Somebody besmirching the good name of Bad Dudes?
All right, it's only been like 13 years since I played it last. So
That's amazing.
I will go back and play it.
Tyler says every Double Dragon game is trash. Bad Dudes is fun though. I will say this: I can tell you one copy of Double Dragon that is trash that I played when I might have had a couple of drinks a few days ago. The Atari 2600 version of Double Dragon. It's as good as it sounds. Everybody, it's all I can tell you.
Wait. Oh shit!
There's an Atari. It came out in 19.
It's about a step above that boxing game we were watching from the 2600.
The Activision boxing.
I forgot about that.
1989 Atari 2600. Let's put out Double Dragon. They said.
I remember that.
I have it at the house and it's abysmal. You have to come over and play it.
Is it 2600 or is it 7800?
See, the cheeseburger just wants to have a cheese. The president just wants to have a cheeseburger with some dudes, and he does if you're good at the game.
I think Bad Dudes probably has some of the best box art of all time.
I guarantee. Well, it's right there.
Yeah,
There's a poster
I
of it
guarantee you that the Double Dragon is for the Atari 2600 because
it is 2600.
At my house,
Look at that trash.
dude, it's so bad.
Oh my
And you know
God.
what? Let me see if I still
It
have
looks
it.
like if the dude from Kaboom got loose and put on a blue sweatshirt.
So
that looks better than most 2600 games.
I can guarantee that that's what it is because I'm going to tell you it works on my Atari 2600. I've got a 6 switch at the house, and that's what it's in. It's 100%. Now, hold on.
Always there.
Let me play something. See if this plays. If I might be... Hold on.
Is this a Johnny Cash song? I walk the line. Oh.
Okay.
That is...
I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good for an Atari.
I will give Atari 2600 credit that that's good.
That's pretty good.
It's as good as it's going to get.
That's absolutely
Let me
the
tell you,
max.
that's the best part of the game, and it's not even close. It's Atari Double Dragon looks
looks
awesome.
like
I
they
take
did
it
do it
back.
on-
It is not awesome. How
That
dare you?
doesn't look bad.
That's on the 7800.
Okay. See, I've seen the 7800 one. I've never seen
The 7800 one is completely different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
That one actually just looks almost like a dumbed down version of the NES version.
Mine looks like the Wish.com version of that because it's literally a black card that just says Double Dragon for Atari 2600 VCS or whatever it is.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it's it ain't great. So all right,
Great.
So let's get on to the topic.
Oh,
du jour.
God. I got to stop looking at these.
Yeah.
I'm looking at imp stills of Double Dragon from the 2600. It's
Yeah, don't do you burn your eyes out.
like a train wreck.
So as we have already, revealed today's topic,
Rob Gronkowski's Punch Out.
Punch Out by Rob Gronkowski, was chosen by our guest host. Again, I want to make sure I make that abundantly clear that I do not choose all these games, and if it is an NES game, I did not influence its decision in any way. Matt, would you say that you chose the game? Was this your choice?
This was my choice.
Okay.
I asked
You were
if-
under no duress when this choice was made. You were not in a room with a single light bulb hanging and a police officer with a cigarette.
I had a gun to my head.
Pick it.
When asked.
Pick the game.
Yeah, but that gun was an NES controller, and you put it there yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was surprised that this game had not been talked about on this show yet.
We're only 17 episodes in, and we've done like 50
And you guys
Nintendo
have been
games
around
somehow.
for like 8 years.
I know,
now.
it's amazing. Yeah, we were here before you.
I know, and I've only got like
Got him.
70 episodes now.
Yeah, your voice doesn't sound like shit anymore. That's nice. It is nice. It's still not great, but it's not shit.
Mine sounds like shit, though.
So,
We're trading off.
yeah, we're getting there.
Punch-Out is a great game to invest in. What the fuck kind of talk is that? This is a video game stream talking about how good games are. This is not the Bank of America.
Love the box art. Tyson is the GOAT. Might play it one day. I don't know.
No
See,
way.
you want to play the bull version. That's the one I try that one.
Oh,
That's the
God.
good one. All right.
Jason would be launching into like hell. He would.
Oh, please.
It would be a whole fucking
not.
nuclear meltdown right now.
So the topic is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Chosen by the one and only Matty Ice of the Matty Ice and Marky Mark podcast. Live stream every Monday night, 10 p.m. on Facebook Live. Look him up.
Be there or be square.
And Mark is a handsome, handsome fella.
You say that because he looks like you.
Hey, whatever.
Meanwhile,
Us bald bearded fellas have to stick together.
so if you're unaware,
Yeah, absolutely.
why don't you tell me, Jay, for the unaware that have never heard of or played this game, tell me about the gameplay and story
Well,
of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
it's a single player boxing game, and you are Little Mac. That's your character that you play.
Macaroni.
Yes.
Little macaroni.
You are 17 years old and 107 pounds. That was not
be
true
fair-
for me when I was 17.
To be fair, that was probably me when I was 17. I was about 107 pounds.
Yeah, it's
now
probably
I'm
about
507
215.
pounds. I'm 47 and 500. I gained 100 pounds for every decade that I've aged. Pretty soon I'll be 60.
There you go.
But yeah, you're 17 years old, 107 pounds, and you have 11 different opponents and 14 fights to beat the entire game.
That is correct.
And the precipice of the game would be Mike Tyson himself, Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and I had a friend say something. We were talking about Punch-Out a couple of years ago, and he said it's like the first rhythm game. It was kind of like the first rhythm game, like in Guitar Hero, you just kind of master
Not
these
like
moves.
Gloria Stefan.
No, that will get you. That's different. For the old folks that one's for the old folks in the crowd. Anybody
We'll
else?
be here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
Mac is 17. No wonder I always lose.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's not the thing that surprised me. 107 pounds?
Hey, man, look.
Who put that stat in? They've never seen a real human
We'll get
being.
to that
Yeah,
in
we'll
the
get to
background and development.
Yeah.
They've never. Well, they're in Japan. People are smaller over there, I think, generally.
107 pounds. That is a light human being. That is a very small person.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Yeah, right?
Don't look at me.
I'm
it's
literally
late.
the last person you
Yeah.
should be looking at for that one.
Shout out to Mattio's mom, who's been lying about beating Punch-Out for decades.
That's amazing.
That's rough. I'm not gonna lie, that's rough. All right, and yeah, I think. Look, we're not gonna spend too much on the gameplay and story. I think most people, if you're listening to this show, you've heard of this game and you've probably played it.
God, I hope so.
So if you haven't, you should, and we'll get to that. His name is Lil Mac. He's little, says Robbie. My mom says she swears she beat it. Oh, that's good.
If your mom can make it to the major circuit, then I'll call it like she could beat it. But if she can't make it past like Piston Honda, there's no shot that she beat that game. Like if she dies on like Von Kaiser or some shit, that's a fucking lie. So Mattio, I want to stream. I want a live video of her at least making it. I want a live video of her making it to Piston Honda. She couldn't beat Von Kaiser. She was lying. That's amazing. No one.
She was lying. You have all the equipment to stream this stuff, Mattio. Let's talk. Okay.
I feel like we just stole Mattio's childhood from him.
Yeah, well, probably wasn't a very good one anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
God, I love this.
She was lying.
I remember being like your age and being like, to be young and be like, no, I don't think your mom could. Get her on. Get her on right now. Like he was like call his mom to the carpet. Like Matty O's Shirley mid-50s mother who's like, I don't know what a punch out is. Like, no, you got to be Von Kaiser. Your son's a pussy or something.
Or
Yeah,
she comes
she-
on the live stream. She's like, give me a goddamn control. Let's go.
She absolutely fucking rolls through that game.
Oh my God, that would be so much better if she just showed, give me the sticks. And she just busts out Tyson in 2 rounds. What you got to say now? Matty Ice.
Motherfucker.
Heard you got knocked the fuck out by Tyson about 50 times before you finally beat him. Isn't that right?
That is correct. She
Yeah,
was
it's
playing
true.
Power Punch 2.
Power Punch 2, do not. Look,
game-
this show is not about that.
That game.
No show should ever be about that game.
That's the sequel that actually improved upon
That's
the
not
game.
We're going to double that up and do
That's not a
Double
sequel.
Dragon on the Atari 2600 and Power Punch 2.
That is-
That'll be one episode.
sequel-
That'd be fine. We should do that. We need to do a bad game episode soon anyway. So
Bad Game. That's the sequel everyone wants to play.
Bad Dudes
Episode.
2.
Bad Dudes 2, Power Punch 2, and Double Dragon on Atari.
Yeah. And Bad Dudes 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yes. That's what we're all going to play. They breakdance. They kind of breakdance in one, really, if you think about it. They do that spinny kick, and it's almost like, it's like breakdancing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say.
So talk to me about
Yes,
the
I
other
know
world
Bad
circuit.
Dudes does have a sequel, Robbie. I know.
So Mike, talk to me about the another world circuit.
So there's another world circuit.
I learned this today.
Like there's a code that you can use to go straight to this another world circuit where you fight 8 boxers. You're already like, I don't even know. It's called Two Crude Dudes, he says. I know. It's the spiritual successor. We've discussed this.
I didn't know this.
It's true. Talk to Robbie more.
Robbie knows everything. He's beaten like 437 NES games this year.
Yeah, well,
That's all he does.
That's because he's the
He
grip,
goes to the Logan arcade and then he fucking goes home and plays NES games.
and he's the grip king of Chicago. Don't forget that.
I still beat him at Mortal Kombat.
Sweet,
So
sweet stash.
He does. Anyway,
Another world circuit.
the another world circuit is this like offshoot of the game where you can put in this code, and the code is, if anybody's listening and gives a shit, okay, 135-792-4680, and you must press A, B, and select all simultaneously. If you do that, okay, it will take you to another world circuit. And that is, I know. I know. Hold on, we'll get to it. And it's like this different version of Punch Out. It's the same guys in different order, and the final guy is Macho Man. You don't fight Tyson. What Jay is laughing about.
Did you actually think this podcast was going to be an audio episode? Because this live stream is ridiculous.
It's
It's
amazing.
fire, dude.
Yep, it's so much fun. So what you got? What the listening audience listening to the podcast through your podcast aggregator of choice don't hear or see is that Robbie is undressing Matt in the chat.
I have
Matty
no idea
Ice,
what you're talking about.
you aren't wrong. You didn't.
That
you
was
did
about
not
my-
win.
that was about my sweet mustache
I
comment.
smoked your ass with Cabal. He's talking about you.
I have no idea.
So the part that pushed
When
me
you
over
went to
the
Logan Arc, when you went to Galloping Ghost and played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and were undressed by 8-bit supremacy, the Grip King of Chicago. He
idea.
is the Abe Froman of Chicago.
he's the sausage king of Chicago.
He's
huh?
the Sausage King of Chicago.
When I
With
come
that
and
mustache,
see,
The thing that put me over the edge right here, though, was that Tyler said Robbie sounds like a nerd.
I mean, you know what? Robbie is the least looking nerd I've ever met in my entire life.
Frank Robbie Zappa.
So yeah, absolutely. So just to clear the air here, we'll have a triathlon of Mortal Kombat,
Okay.
pinball, and then a game of someone else's choice.
Okay. Pinball's not a video game, so it doesn't count.
Pinball is a game of skill. Mortal Kombat is a game of skill. So someone else choose the other game, and we'll see who's the better gamer.
Okay.
Pinball's an old school video game.
How about bowling?
I'll fuck him up on bowling.
Maybe we should see if Tyler can put on his Patreon that people make donations for a gambling
pong.
ring
Let's fucking
for
Ping pong,
Robbie
cornhole.
for Robbie versus
Any
Matt.
true game of skill. Oh, we need to have like this. This needs to be like. This is like.
Dude, there's competitive tag. I don't remember how I even came across it today, but I saw competitive tag.
It's a real thing.
It's ridiculous.
This is a whole movie based
It's a
on it.
bunch of 20-somethings running after each other playing grab ass is what it is.
Arm wrestle, we could do that.
Arm wrestle. Hey, what's up, Sean? Thanks for coming. Bad Dudes is a game of skill. Man, I'm just always so glad when Tyler has something to say. I don't know why everything he
always-
says makes me laugh.
That wasn't
always-
Tyler.
Default John. Oh, was it? You're
That's
right.
John.
It's John. I was give the purple. I know he has no crown. I should have known.
Wow.
Sorry, John. Yes, John also makes me laugh too. Bad Dudes is a game of skill. That would explain your ineptitude.
That would,
Easy
yeah.
now. You guys get this stuff's all rattling.
The reason I suck at that.
Okay.
game.
So yeah, there's another World Circuit. Nobody gives a crap. Okay, they don't. I found the videos of my mom beating Glass Joe.
That's the
I don't
game
know
right
if we
there.
can legally play that on the podcast, Matt. Sorry.
That's
No,
actually
it's fine.
the
Let's
code
see
game.
it. I want to see it. I think I need to see this. I don't know.
3 rounds of
right.
MMA.
So funny story, guys.
This whole hour has been a funny story.
Funny story. I'm gonna we can- you know the gameplay and story. Like I said, there's not gonna be much there. If you haven't played this game, go play it. Okay, it's a great game and everybody should play this game. But I'm gonna say this. I did a bunch of research, right? I went and did all this research. There's pages and pages of stuff in here that I found out about, right? And I'm all proud of myself. And there are some things I already kind of knew that I put in here, and there's some things that I learned from friends or digging around on my own. Okay. But as I go through all these notes, the last thing we did before we recorded this podcast and went live tonight was like, oh, you know, we should watch the gaming historian Norman Caruso's video
Yeah.
on Punch-Out. And as we watched it, I realized that everything that I had notated and was like so proud of myself for finding out and putting into the notes of this show to talk about were in the movie. They were all in that video. All of it.
And
Everything.
It's so professionally done.
It's way better than this.
So much better than this.
Not only is it way better than this now, it will way better than this will ever be.
So you know what's better than that though?
The sketch art?
You guys need to lean in because you
Okay.
guys can see Mattio's mother beating Glass Joe. You ready?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
shit.
I wish I had a way to put this on.
The anticipation is building.
That's.
She won.
Give me that.
She
my
won.
God.
Hold on, I gotta freeze it on Mattio's mom. I guess who she looks like.
Oh my god.
I'm just
Whoa,
kidding.
whoa.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that.
Robbie is the Kathy Orsa of Justin. What the fuck does that say? This seems like an
Martindale.
old thing.
Slaughterface McGee. Who's Slaughterface McGee? Who's this? Should I know
don't
who
know.
this is?
First
Robbie
time
is the
getting-
Kathy Osa of Justin Martindale's. He lives in KC and refuses to hang out with me.
Dude, if everybody on here does follow
right to do
Mattio,
it.
or if you don't on Instagram, you have to go there right now and watch his mom talking shit about beating Glass Joe.
That's awesome.
That is the toughest fight of
seriously
that
amazing.
game. That's a tough one.
It was. Look, all of them seemed hard to you today.
I'm excited to meet Mattio.
Hey,
just
someday, who knows? Maybe you will.
I really hope so.
Maybe we'll see.
So
Anyway, with all that being said about the fact that I'm now, this is just going to be the audible version of the gaming historian's video about Punch
A
Out.
less impressive, more.
That's my friend Nick. He doesn't understand the concept of inside jokes, says Robbie. Robbie's the Cathios of Justin Martindale's. Yeah, nobody knows what that means except Robbie, who is obviously making light of the fact that no one knows what that means. So that's great. Oh, that's great. Anyway.
Just call him out in the chat.
Oh, man, it's so good. Just put it right out there on blast. So, Punch Out was a 1984 arcade game by Nintendo. It was developed by Genyo Takeda. See, I was going to say roasted. I can't even keep track
we gotta
tonight.
Turn the fucking chat
No
off. or
chats. We
something.
can't look at chat. I can't look at it anymore. So it's just all going too well.
Dude, your fucking audio is ruined.
No, it's good. It's fine. I'm not worried.
I love it so much.
Whatever, who cares? Okay, so Genyo Takeda, as they said in the video, I was saying Takeda, which alone would have proved that I did not get any of my information from the video. I should have known that right away.
the K is silent.
So he was the
God, oh, the wheels have come off. It's on fire.
Not even drunk.
crying sloth. Kinda. Anyway, he was part of Nintendo's Research and Development 3, which is now integrated research and development. And he, in that team, which I will reference now because I saw the
Yeah, you
video
might as
earlier.
well.
He was the head of a bunch of nerds, as it was put. All the geeks and nerds were in R&D 3
Yeah.
at Nintendo. And they came up with the concept of memory mapping. The MMC chips that are in a huge majority of NES games because they give you the ability, and this is what I talked to our friend Mr. Chiamonte, Clearvis, about. Memory mapping is like the NES only has like 2K of RAM, and then 2K of ROM and 8K of RAM, whatever it is. So you can only load so much into RAM. But this gives you the ability to take these like much bigger games and load them in sections, right? So you can like put the things in there that you need. He said basically, and I'm gonna go pull up the way that I'm gonna use his words because he actually put it fairly eloquently as like his analogy was. It's like one of those old school CD changers because the CD player mechanism never moves. It always reads the discs the same way. And imagine that you had like the entire Metallica back catalog loaded in. You could just get whatever you wanted to listen to by swapping in a different CD. So it was kind of expanded your ability to like, there are things that you don't always need in a game. They don't always need to be loaded into RAM. Mm-hmm. So this gave the ability to say, okay, we're going to map them to these sections, and then I'm going to reference that section when I need it. So it's going to pull the section in right away to do these things. And when I don't need it, push it back out and give me the stuff that I do. Because like NES games were before that, when I looked, they're like 16 kilobytes. Like golf was like 16 kilobytes, right? They're tiny. And then by the end, I think Kirby's Adventure was like the biggest licensed NES games at like 512, even though the NES only had like 8 or whatever K around. I don't remember exactly the number. It was a very small amount, but it gave it the ability to map that memory, and it was expanded by the actual cartridge itself was cut part of the expansion. So it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But anyway, but they developed that whole technology. Like R&D3 and Takeda developed that technology and the idea of bank switching. Not the ideas, but for the NES they did, right? And they were also the people who came up with the concept of a battery backup for an NES game. Yeah.
Really?
So like, it's just like, well, those are pretty big concepts to come up with. You know what I mean?
That whole idea of a battery backup still blows my mind.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works, and I'm sure one day I could really take it, like just watch a video.
Basically, you have something loaded in RAM, and once you cut the power, the RAM is wiped. Mm-hmm. But the battery backup provides enough power to keep it in memory so you can reference it.
Oh, okay.
And once the battery dies,
yeah,
that's why
I've seen like pinball machines with like fucking AA batteries, literally like in the machine.
They keep the settings or
just
whatever.
To keep the settings and the score.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Hell, you have what is it that I have at the house that clock right over there? That clock that you guys nobody can see that I'm pointing at. That clock has batteries in it. So if the power goes out and it's not plugged in, it still keeps the time.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like
that's kind of common. Yeah,
that was common in alarm clocks. It's the same concept as like an old alarm clock because back in the day we didn't all have phones that kept charged forever. We had to wake up from an alarm clock, and if the power went out, it wouldn't go off.
What's an alarm clock?
So it's this thing that old people use to listen to the radio. What's the radio?
We used to listen to the Tigers game on AM radio.
What's the radio, he says. No. So anyway, but they came up with that. And then they also developed a number of other games besides Punch-Out. Pro wrestling, ice hockey, Star Tropics. He was involved in all those. And I thought it was interesting, a lot of games that were like targeted at American audiences, like games like Star Tropics and ice hockey. Like ice hockey would not have been, I don't think, the biggest seller in Japan. I just don't think it would have been a huge, they have a team now, like in the Olympics. I just don't think in general that would have been that big a deal. And I think this was the most interesting thing about Takeda. Okay. He was one of the lead developers of the Wii. And when everybody was having this big race to say, Xbox 360, this is the fastest, and the PlayStation 3, these are the fastest. I mean, we need to have these fantastic graphics. And he was like, listen, I don't know the exact quote, but I'm paraphrasing. He said, essentially, like, imagine consoles like the auto industry, where not everybody, like, yeah, that'd be cool. We all have Ferraris and they zip down the fast as you can, but not everybody wants that. Most people want like a 4-door sedan that is like good on gas and reliable. And that's what he was like, you can build that. Like the Wii was that, right? The Wii was not like, it was a GameCube basically, right? But it was like, it's like, we don't need to be the fastest. We just have to be good at what we do, right? And I thought it was an apt analogy. So anyway.
Which they were until they hit Wii U.
Well, he didn't have anything to do with that, so it's not his fault. But he worked there from like 1972 to 2017, like 45 years he worked at Nintendo.
God.
So
can you imagine?
No. I mean, working at Nintendo in 1972 to I can little bit.
I would never, you'd never want to leave, like just leaving.
Yep.
Finally would be.
That nobody ever wanted to leave, it felt like. So
That's why everyone.
Would you think about
No.
that? I work at the biggest company in the world that's made video games that
Yeah.
are amazing for 50 years.
why would you leave?
Yeah.
That sounds like I'm fucking them out.
And obviously they take care of their, you never really hear about Nintendo screwing over their employees. Not very often.
Nintendo has made billions with that philosophy. They have. They really have.
It's true.
Because we were even talking about that earlier with Sega Master System and the Genesis.
Yep.
And Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And Genesis did everything to catch the niche audience
They
in the 90s
they
with
capitalized-
extreme sports and
They
whatever.
Yep, they capitalized on the entire psyche mantra of marketing to our generation at the time, right? And they did a good job of that. I wouldn't leave Nintendo if I got a job there. No, I would not either.
Dude, I'd be a fucking janitor at
even
Nintendo.
if it was Nintendo of America.
See, but that's one thing. Actually, we've talked about this, Mike, and I'm going to kind of sidetrack here
Yeah,
because
sure.
we have a lot of people on right now. But that's one of the things I've been trying to find somebody that actually used to work for Nintendo. An
It's true.
old friend.
We have a friend that used to live in the area that we played arcade games with. We would play Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 with.
Yes.
And was the voice of Toad in
He
Super
was
Mario
actually
64 and all that
so he
stuff.
was actually a game tester originally.
Yeah.
Him and this guy named Henry, and I met Isaac. His name was Isaac. Isaac Marshall's his name. You guys can look him up. And this is again was before cell phones and all that. So he ended up getting a job. He was a game tester, so they would send him games. It was awesome because we would go over and play Nintendo games at his house before they were even out.
Yeah.
And that's what he did for the longest time. And then they offered him a job, and it was out in Bellevue, Washington, or out in Seattle. And he had moved to Bellevue. We kept in touch a little bit over regular phone calls, but again, that was long distance. So you were paying
Especially back then. you couldn't-
$20 to talk to somebody for 10 minutes.
It's not like it is nowadays
No.
where, you can just find anybody. But
And
yeah.
Isaac ended up he was a producer for Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, I believe. He was a producer for Killer Instinct. He actually did the voiceover for iDoll and for DJ Combo in Killer Instinct.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And he did Toad's voice.
Yep. In 64.
And that's all I can think of. But he ended up leaving. And I've been trying to track him down for years. He's about 10. Isaac's about 10 years older than me, so he's in his early 50s right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get in touch with him. I don't know where his parents live anymore. I've tried looking them up online to see if they're still in the area. They lived in Grand Blanc. I haven't been able to find them. I don't know any of his family other than Mr. and Mrs. Marshall, and I met them once or twice.
That's wild, man.
But yeah, if anybody in the world knows anybody that might know anybody that knows anybody, if anybody has heard from Isaac Marshall, please tell him. Nice.
Go ahead.
I can't now. I have to listen to this. I wish I could talk like Robert Stack right now. I would.
If you or anyone out there knows where Isaac Marshall could be or could have ended up,
Please call
please
1-800.
contact the Lost Joystick Network.
Yeah, but seriously, if anybody in the game community knows where this guy's went, I even tracked down Henry, the tester that was with him. He's on Facebook. I actually found him a couple years ago when I still had Facebook. And I reached out to him, and he was like, no. He's like, the last thing I had for him was this little startup company he was doing called I Am Bulb, Isaac Marshall. So it was I Am Bulb. And he gave me the link to that, which was dead, and he gave me an email address and nothing.
Wild.
The only thing I remember about Isaac, other than being a nice guy and playing games with him, is that at one point in my life, he said, "You just have a cool name, Michael Pitts." What a distinguished sounding. And he seriously said this, and I was like, "Man, Marshall is just a cooler name than Pitts." He just was so impressed with the name Pitts, and I'm like, it rhymes with so many bad things though. It's not a good name to have.
Shits.
No.
I met
Well, yeah,
him.
those two, I guess.
I met Isaac back at the Tilt days, and I remember Isaac and I ended up becoming better friends because he was into music, and I was playing drums as a kid then, and Isaac played guitar, and this kid was so good on guitar, and he taught himself. He would actually learn how to play songs backwards because he got orchestrated songs. It was wild. He would learn to play them backwards because he got tired of learning to play them forward.
Unfortunately,
But yeah, I can't
I
track
think
it
it was Isaac's fault that the game was later renamed to Punch Out in 1990.
I think it was too.
Nice
back to that. Yeah,
nice segue.
back to that. Sorry,
I like that.
No,
off the Isaac thing.
no, it's okay. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Let's talk about just for a brief moment because I'm not going to talk about it much more. Talk about Punch Out.
Oh, we're not talking about Punch Out. We got 4 more pages.
It's like 16
Not-
pages of Punch-Out.
Punch-Out. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
okay. So the game was
That's one of them, right?
so the game was renamed to Punch-Out in 1990, and that was due to, of course, Tyson's contract expiring. And at that time, he was actually the heavyweight champion, and they didn't want to spend the money to bring him on. He did subsequently lose the belt shortly thereafter.
They made a good
He
call.
lost it in February of 1990. His contract expired in 90, so I would bet you the contract expired.
No, they said it on that thing we were watching
That's
earlier.
that
They
guy,
said that
that's
they
all.
didn't. They said the game had started
They said
to lose its traction.
originally they weren't going to renew it because he had become the champion, and it would cost too much
much money. Yeah.
right? That's not why they didn't renew it.
You're a liar.
Okay.
You saw a throne of lies.
Okay. I mean, that's true, but it's not about.
But
this
either
game.
way, and
So
then they end up.
they whitewashed him.
Yeah, they ended up taking his name off of it because his contract expired.
They literally
And they
did
changed-
whitewash him, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's exactly right. We can just watch Norm the Gaming Historian if anyone cares about Punch Out. It's true. Everything that I came up with
That's
is all
what
in that video.
Yeah, we're just recapping.
everyone's
We're just recapping that. That's really all we're doing. So, but it was. See, we put our own twist in here though, because it was after Tyson was gone. It was changed to Punch Out.
Nice throw.
And then they put in Mr. Dream, which is actually Rob Gronkowski
Yeah.
from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep. Also, a.k.a. also previously on the Patriots.
Yes.
And he's moving to whatever team wants him now when Tom Brady moves to a new
I
team.
think it's cool that they had Stanley and Adam Sandler in the game before they were popular. If anybody knew who they were. From The Office?
Yes. Yes.
You know Adam Sandler. He was in. You fight him twice.
Really? Really?
Yes, his name is Don Flamenco.
Yep. Adam Sandler, the Italian man.
Maybe not. Okay, moving on. Who was 5 at the time? Anyway, I digress.
So you want to talk about music?
Before we get to that, I'm going to say we talked about this a little bit. I thought this was an interesting thing. I realized this because I've tried to make
you wanna
like
talk about that?
I've made like ROM hacks and burned them to. I have an EEPROM burner because I'm a huge nerd. So I will make like my own NES cartridges. Like I have a Final Fantasy II NES cart. I've made a Sweet Home NES cart of my own. The interesting thing about this, and there are only a few games like this in the NES library. This NES game, like if you know anything about NES games, how they're programmed and the boards they come on, they all have like different names. Like I forget any of them, like PL-ROM and MP-ROM or whatever they are. Okay, this one used a PN-ROM board, and it is the only game that used the PN-ROM board and the MMC2 memory management controller. Which means if you were ever to try and make a repro of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out using an original cartridge, because like you could take like Al Unser's, Turbo Racing and pull it off and maybe make like Sweet Home or something because it's the same compatible board, you would need to take a copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out to make a copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I know Dragon Warrior 4 is also like that. So like if you're trying to make a repro of Dragon Warrior 4, the only board that works is the Dragon Warrior 4 board. So if you had a bad board or something or a bad EEPROM, right, you could burn a new one and put it on there. But there's, so it just nowadays it's not as difficult because there are like boards that are like, universal and all that stuff, and they could be programmed to be those boards. But if you're actually take a real NES cartridge and harvest that board to use it to make a board, you can't do it for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
What about L'Empereur?
Well, it's one of those that you're gonna need a little Emperor cart to do it.
So you could take that cart.
There goes my plan to make a DIY Tyson.
Way better.
Listen, let's just find you a broken one, and then we can do an EEPROM burn, and then I'll show you how you. Never mind.
What are the Facebook ones on the bottom? I can't read. The bottom of them looks like it says Kevin McAllister, like Home Alone. Who was that? I can't.
It does look like Kevin McAllister. I'm gonna make our life.
Says I got the
easier.
Super Macho Man in my sleep, and then it's all over.
You need that to be a different color font. That is Kellen McAteer. Midwest Game Hunter says he can never beat Tyson, and Kellen McAteer, I believe if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, sir or ma'am, I can get the Super Macho Man in my sleep and then it's over.
Kevin
Wake
Kevin
up and play
McAllister.
then.
Kevin McAllister.
Kevin the female.
If you're home alone, you have plenty of time to play the game, and like you should probably wake up and play it and not try and play it in your sleep because Tyson's tough. It's not something you want to try and do in your sleep.
He's easy.
John's got a broken
problem.
Mike Tyson Famicom.
Yeah, he
box.
sure does. Sad story about that. Famicom box was a unit that you would put in like hotels or whatever. It had 15 different Famicom games, but they were proprietary, right? They were like these black cartridges with yellow labels. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is one of the most difficult and expensive versions or games for that system. And like literally the 3 people in the world that know about this thing are on this podcast right now with Tyler and John and myself. And they know way more about it than I do, not even close. John wound up getting one from an auction, I believe, in Japan, and plugged it in and roasted. The cartridge he roasted was the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out roast.
I forgot about that.
So
no.
Yeah, this is a flashback episode. He says, "Yeah, we talked about this."
Is there any way you guys can fix that board?
It's been no.
You guys, I take it it's
been
tried.
discussed with me and then given to a real expert, and so far the answer is no. So
wow,
I'm not getting. I don't know the answer.
So that's like the NES. The big
it's the CD changer of NESs.
Yeah, there's an American version of it. The
Play Choice 10.
Yeah, the Play
We'll
Choice
get to
10.
that too.
Yeah,
don't worry, that's going to come up later. So anyway,
yeah, I mean we got 37 more pages to go through.
No, we do not. Shut up. So yeah, let's. I think that again, if you watched the Gaming Historian episode, you'd know this. If you didn't, or if you haven't watched in a while, let me refresh your memory. The actual theme song of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the intro theme, is a theme from a 1950s sports show called the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. And it was like literally like in the mid 50s is when this song was written. And what it was it was kind of like a wide world of sports if you're old enough to know what that is. Okay, old people listening. But it became this show that kind of focused on boxing. So Friday nights, they would do live fights from Madison Square Garden on television, and it was under the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. And it had a theme song. And this is what the theme song of that show sounded like.
The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air. Choose the razor that is built for you. Light and regular and heavy. Hey, slick shave for any beard. Ole!
Yeah, that's gonna be stuck in my head forever.
That is like
you look sharp.
The fact that there are lyrics to the theme to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, it hurt my head. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Now they're stuck in my head forever.
And you feel sharp too.
Yeah. Get a razor. It's good for you. it just hurts my head. Like I'm like I can't not hear it anymore. But yes, there's a theme song. That was the theme song. And the part I found the most fascinating about all of it is this. That was a show that was on television in the 1950s. And then in 1984, 87, whatever, they used that music. And like how did you come to that conclusion that would be the music you used? Right. How did you? Because there's 2 cultural references that kind of happened before Punch-Out that I dug up that I thought could have led them to it. Okay, Coleco used to make handheld games, right? They made like the handheld baseball, basketball, but they made what was it called? Here, I have it in the notes. Head-to-head boxing game. Mm-hmm. And the beginning of that game, when you turn it on, it's 2 little red dots, right? And you're like basically fighting each other or whatever. The beginning of that game, you turn it on, it plays the 8 notes of that song. Yeah. And then it would when you started the match, it would also play like the first 3 notes. Like it was very distinguished, like you could tell exactly what it was. Oh man, it's a Gillette ad. No. Yes, sorry it was. Robert Kraft and the Patriots. Everybody hates him so much.
Oh my God, but Gillette's a shit for like their old school ads.
Yeah, anyway, but anyway, and then also in Raging Bull, when Robert De Niro opens the nightclub, that song is also played. So I'm wondering if maybe those things could have, Coleco Electronics, video games, kind of the predecessor to like modern video games.
Yeah.
And then Raging Bull, wildly popular in the early 80s, did those things maybe, or did just somebody watch that show from Japan? Like, how did you get your hands on that song? How did that
speculation with that too is it's I spit everywhere. That's awesome. Speculation too is it's probably they doing research. They probably stumbled across it.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest market for boxing.
how?
The biggest market for
It's not
boxing.
like I can just go on YouTube and be like, let me dig up.
Right.
But remember, think about it from that perspective. This was in the early 80s. So this wasn't that far off. Us looking at it now, yeah, that was in the 50s. So that was 70 years ago plus, where for them it was 25, 30 years.
How would you have looked something up back then?
Well, okay,
Hold on,
so
hold on.
here,
Serious question. How would you have looked it up? The
I have-
encyclopedia or a library?
I'm
got
guessing
this
the people.
answer
I'm
for you.
guessing the people in Nintendo probably had some better stuff than we have.
I don't
know.
I've got the answer. I am a man from Nintendo Japan.
Somebody mute his
I
mic.
call my counterparts at Nintendo of America. Hey, we need a song with like, you know, we got a theme song we want to come up with for this boxing game. What's something that kind of stands out in that boxing universe over
I
there?
disagree.
And the janitor at Nintendo of America said, "You should play that
Yeah,
Gillette
Gillette,
song, the one from 1906 that
And
they
then-
used to play."
And then they're like, "Oh shit, that's really easy to make. That's like 8 notes. Yeah, we'll do that." And then now it's the Punch-Out theme.
It's rumored that Nintendo stole some of their design from the ColecoVision, so it's not impossible.
And John says it's got to be Raging Bull. I think those two are closer to the truth than like them calling Nintendo of America, which in 1984, I don't really know how much was
ignore
going
him.
on there.
Ignore him; he doesn't count. Just listen to what we're saying.
Hold on, which like is he 3?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
There it
yeah.
is. It's muted now. Don't worry, we're good. Okay. Anyway, the other thing I found fascinating for the collectors listening, and I know that there are some of you, and we're all trying to get the first prints of stuff. Run out, Arthur Fiedler, who was the head of the Boston Pops Orchestra, who also was responsible for Saturday Night Fiedler, which you should look up, is amazing. Okay, he covered "Look Sharp, Be Sharp," which is the actual name of the song, and there's a 7-inch record of it that exists. So anybody wants to get their hand on a 7-inch record of one of the original runs of this song, which there's also 78, but those don't count. It's just like it was made in Japan. It didn't
better
really count.
buy that for me.
I might, because they're literally like $3 on Discogs. So
Yeah,
anybody
now-
wants one, go dig it up.
Now for this
Sign me up.
podcast, they're going to shoot up to like $20.
Maybe $3.50.
$3.50.
The $3 one will be
rate.
sold, and then it will be 50 cents more. Bald Bull is a character, and he gets mad. Just saying. That's man. He does it. Yeah, Bald Bull, Raging Bull, rages. He bull charges you,
There you go.
which they probably did at the nightclub too.
Question for the
I
group.
can't believe you didn't bring me a drink.
I thought
I said
didn't
yeah.
need some?
It's all right.
Well, I'm
get
going to
it.
ask a question, then I'll go get
Yeah,
you
go
one.
ahead. No,
I'm
I'm
going to ask
good.
a question. I'll get
I'm
you
good.
one.
Good.
Do you want a Fago?
That one's for you. There's another one.
Yeah, there's another one in there.
All right.
Okay, I'll grab one. But question for everybody though. But we watched.
Doesn't sound original to me. It's not, but like trying to find the original, like I don't know if that is, there's a 78, but it's as close as you're going to get, man. That's all I can tell you, Tyler. I'm trying, man. I'm doing my best out here to help.
But just if anybody did watch that video that we watched, there's that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out commercial that had that different cover art.
Oh yeah.
Is
So
that real?
they did like a promo commercial for the game when it came
I
out in
couldn't even find
'87.
it looking it up when we were watching it.
And like someone in the ad is holding like a mock-up of what the box would look
was
like.
Tyson.
Well, I know, but it was a mock-up. It was not the
Yeah.
it was not the final art as you have presented here in front of you. It was kind of like the like the draft of what it would look like. And I'm like, where's that box nowadays? That's got to be something somebody would be interested in owning and having. I know I would. So I'm sitting here alone. I've been deserted. It's now just me, Mike.
Get you a drink.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. You're useful. Matt,
Matt's over there throwing shit on the floor.
Matt's been locked out of the. He's been locked out. Yes, it's not a. Again, I will reiterate, it was a cover.
Not my podcast.
But I'm doing my best out here to help the community. Okay, that's all I can say.
Not my show.
Yeah, thank God. No, this is not nearly the train wreck of that.
Yeah,
Although you keep
we're not
trying to
about
bring it
jump
down.
into Dungeons and Dragons.
What do they say? Don't argue with an idiot. He'll drag you down to your level and then beat you with experience. We're just trying to keep you out of the loop here.
What is happening?
Nothing at all. You're good.
Did you finish that one, dude?
I'm trying.
So
You might be staying here tonight.
That couch looks mighty comfy.
you can.
There you go.
You can stay.
Nothing like downtown area where we're at.
Look, it's not that bad. It's a pretty nice spot, I think.
Yeah, the road's blocked off. You
You're
don't talking
talking
about anybody messing with your car.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk a little bit about the release of this game. It's a very interesting story. Someone on Instagram, I think, recently dredged up mock-ups on Tyson, Zelda, and some others that are formatted in the standard black box style from some advert. That's interesting. Yeah,
I think it was a black box.
It was, but it's the same graphics essentially, like the stylization of the box, but the pictures are different. The picture is different.
I thought they framed it up more like an old black box. I might have been.
I don't think so. I think it looked very much like that.
It was just different because it showed like him bringing his fist.
Yeah,
forward.
you never know though, because did you find the prototype box?
I couldn't find it.
No. And we'll have to go to a screen cap. If you got, again, let's push some of traffic towards the gaming historians website. And that's a thing that old people go to. Anyway, so this game, when it was originally released, was originally released on the Famicom, whatever you want to say. Okay, and then it came out on the NES and the Play Choice 10. So I know our friend Robbie, his preferred method of playing this game is on his Play Choice 10 because he has one.
Are you serious?
He sure does.
Oh my God.
Yep. So, but this was when this game, the very first run of this game was actually a second place prize for a contest that Nintendo put out in like 1987. The record doesn't have the Gillette lyrics. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Are you serious?
Well, that's because it's an orchestra.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, well, it's the orchestra. There's nobody singing. So it was a second place prize for this what was Nintendo's Family Computer Golf US Course contest, which was a game on the Famicom Disk System. And that game was one of the few that was a blue disc. And if a Famicom Disk System game was a blue disc, it was compatible with their Disk Fax system. And what that meant was you could go and load, like, if you got a hole in one or if you got a high score or whatever it was, whatever your achievements were, okay, we'll say, you would take that disc to like a local game shop or retailer and they could take that, put it into a machine that was in their shop and would upload that information to Nintendo. So then Nintendo would take that information, like your high scores, save games and whatever, and they had a contest around it. So like the top 100 people that won once, it was like the, I forget the name, I'm such a poser, the mascot for Discon, I think is what his name is the mascot for Famicom. It's like this little squared off guy with like little short arms and stuff. Diskun. And the first prize was a box shaped like Discon, and inside of it was a gold copy of that game on, for Famicom Disk System, and it had an additional course or whatever it was. I forget what was on it. But second prize was a gold Famicom cart of Punch-Out. This was a month before it was released in the US. And basically, like, there's a picture of it on the next page here. But it's not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, although the game itself is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and he is in the game, but you cannot access him. And on the cover is Bald Bull. And I thought that was interesting because we kind of have like the marquee. In fact, you look over here right now for those watching the stream. If you can see the television, the marquee mode or the attract or kiosk mode of Punch-Out always shows you fighting Bald Bull. And I thought that was interesting that kind of like the cover of the original print of the game correlates with the person that they actually show you fighting in the marquee there, the attract.
Right. So,
and there are some mild differences between the two, but you like I said, you don't fight Tyson, you wind up fighting Super Macho Man. There are some palette changes, so like the ring looks different. There are different color sets that are being used. And I thought that was interesting. So the rumor is, and as I read, you have the Raging Bull again, as John says. So the rumor is that there were 10,000 that were believed to be made. 5,000 were given out to the highest scores of the people. Like after the first prize, this is again the second prize people, right? 5,000 of those were given out to the highest score, with the top 100 of those receiving another kind of like trophy. It wasn't really like legitimized. I haven't seen it, so again, people in the chat may know more about this than I do. But ultimately, you got something else if you were in the top 100 that went wrong with the cartridge. And it came in a box with a manual and Bald Bulls on the manual, all that stuff. But that came out September 18th of 1987. And then 1 month later, in October 18th of 1987, it was out in North America. So that was actually the real first print of that game, that gold Famicom cartridge with Bald Bull. And I think it looks awesome. And it's funny because it looks so much more. It's like this hybrid between a Famicom cart and an NES cart.
Yeah.
Where it has like kind of the little ridge and the ridges and like the thumb part and all that stuff.
Got the grip.
Yeah, it's got the grip, but
And
it's
that
not
wasn't
the
a
full.
common design for Famicom carts, right?
Not as far as I'm aware. I mean, they all looked kind of like regular. They're much more shallow and smaller, and that is not what they would normally look like. So
we might be calling a guy that knows later.
well,
so.
we can ask him, but
Yeah.
I believe this is the non-standard config. Oh my God, what have you
Jesus
done?
Christ.
Right on the. This is why you can't have drinks. Right on the Oh man, I'm coming. I cannot wait to come back on your show. Can't wait to drop a stout inside there. Oh, you sick.
I took a screen grab
Anyway.
of that.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I'll
So
send it over to you so you can put
we
it
can
on
put it on the
Instagram page.
Yeah,
put on.
screen cap that fucking face I made. Like,
Oh my God.
that's why the
So
beer's right there.
yeah, good move. So and then it came out in Japan in November. So like a month plus later. And another one that I don't have and I would like to get is a complete in box copy of Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out for Famicom.
Yeah.
And then the PAL version came out in December. Nobody cares about that because it's Europe, and like nobody gave a crap about the NES in Europe. So. And then we did talk about how Mike Tyson's Punch Out was rebranded as Punch Out. It was released in 1990 in August in North America on the 2nd, and in Europe on the 15th. So,
Oh, yeah.
This is his new thing.
Oh, yeah. I think I can make further.
I guarantee you could compared to that one. That was awful.
Legacy.
So, you talk to me a little bit about the legacy of this game, Matt.
Okay, so the legacy of this game, it is the 17th best-selling NES game of all time. 3 million units sold. Polygon ranked it in their top 500 NES games.
No.
Or
The Polygon top 500 video games of all time.
Yeah, top 500 video games of all time. They threw it at their number 125th game of all time. IGN top
Hold on,
100.
slow down.
He does this to me all the time.
Now because you breeze through, you got to read.
There's like 18 fucking things I got to
But
read
look
here.
right below that. What else was ranked around that in the Polygon top
So
500?
the similar rank, Quake, the original Quake, is at number 123. The original Diablo is at 122.
So that's kind of the reverence that this game holds overall as it relates to Polygon. Like when you're in the realm of like Quake, Diablo, Punch Out is right there, and also that should have also been the tip to you that this was not all NES games.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it just says top 500, so fuck you.
It doesn't say NES, but you put in yourself.
Top 500. I mean, there are 500 NES games.
Yeah, there are. And this would be-
677 U.S. released, actually.
This would be in the list. Yeah, this would be in the list.
I would put this in my top 10.
We'll
of
get to
NES
that.
games.
We'll get to that. All right,
Maybe
so
even more. IGN ranks this in their top 100 NES games
says right there, this is NES games. It's correct.
as number lucky 7.
I think that's a good rating.
That's a
I think that's
great
right.
rating.
That's right in the wheelhouse of what I think it should be.
It should be between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
Right in that ballpark.
Go ahead.
Nintendo Power Top 100 Games, issue number 100 of the September 1997 release. They rank Punch Out as number 31. They do not list it as Mike Tyson's Punch Out, though.
It's interesting because it's the only time they call it Punch Out. Even latter, we'll talk about in a second here, but they reference it as Mike Tyson's Punch Out in the blurb. They're like originally Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and then they still call it Punch Out.
When they give the screen grabs or whatever,
Right.
screen grabs, the pictures
yep.
from the magazine that show Punch Out.
Yeah, that was literally the top 100 games. I'm sure Nintendo games, even though it doesn't say it.
So now the interesting thing here is after that, in their February of 2006 issue number 200 of Nintendo Power, their top 200 games of all time, they rank it at number 16. So their top 100 games, their issue 100, they rank it at 31st. But then their top 200 games, they rank it at number 16.
What does that tell you?
So that you add some more games in there, and they realize, yeah,
You know what?
Punch Out's pretty fucking good.
It just gets better the older it gets, man.
Or they liked it better than Punch Out because of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, because
Maybe they liked Iron Mike
we'll
better
go
than
back to
Robin.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and it made it 15 spots better.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will say
sounds
also
legit.
real quick, John, nice flex. Weird flex, but okay. No, the box for the gold cart has a print date of August 31st, 1987. You know how he knows that?
Because he has.
Because
Because he went and pulled it off the shelf. And
Fucker.
then he said he was going to put it in a box and mail it to me. So thanks, John.
Yeah.
I'll send you my address. I think you already have it.
Very
They
nice
did Mike
donation to the
dirty.
stream.
I sure did. Thank you for sending that in. It'll be a perfect prop.
So
the stream.
in the August 2008 version or issue number 231 of Nintendo Power, getting pretty close to the end of that magazine. Their top 20 NES games of all time, they rank it at number 6.
Again.
So IGN puts it at number 7. Nintendo puts it at number 6.
Game Informer.
Game
did two
Informer.
lists.
Yeah, Game Informer has 2 lists. Their top 100 games of all time. This was in 2001. And then their top 200 games of all time. This was in 2009. So in 2001, they ranked this at number 14 of all time. In 2009, they rank it at number 16. So it only drops 2 places in 8 years.
Yep. Tyler makes a good point. These lists of hundreds of great games crowdsourced by people who haven't played them all sounds super accurate.
Yeah, this is Time Magazine did a top 50.
It did not make the list, by the way.
Yeah,
I looked.
They did a top 50 or top 100, and they put some awful games
They
on
need to
there.
get some lessons from Matty O's mom how to beat Glass Joe, and maybe they'd rank it higher.
They could have ranked it higher. And John says, as long as Jay sells it back to me, you can have it for 500. That's fine. I won't tell you when he will, but that's fine. Deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds good.
You got about a 2-week turnaround time, John.
All right. So,
$4.50.
So
I'll leave it in my will to you.
$4.50.
this isn't on the. This does lead into the next topic,
It does.
but I am curious. Just not even rating alone, just on your guys' personal preference in the NES library. What number does this rank for you?
I will get to that when I talk about my LJ and game rating.
Should we just wait then?
Yeah.
It's the very next thing on the sheet, so yes.
Fine, me trying to skip ahead. Well, it doesn't say LJN rating plus where we rank this.
No, it doesn't.
Thanks for
But it does rate it.
Thanks for letting me segue.
It was awful. That was a train wreck.
That was a great segue. Are you kidding me?
It was actually a pretty good set.
That was a
I'm
great
just, I
segue.
know. I'm just kidding. So with that means we need to make some phone calls. First person on this list, what name is that?
8-bit supremacy.
That guy's in our chat. All right.
Are you gonna press the button?
Well, hold on. I got to call him first. Okay.
Oh, don't call me. He says don't call him.
Don't call me? Okay. All right.
Does that mean to call him?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Are you Carly Rae Jepsen in this?
Do you want me to call you or not call you?
Okay, I was gonna say that seems like
Because I won't if you don't want me to.
yeah.
All right.
That seemed a little.
Dad, that's not the person I'm looking
Nobody
for.
even said anything about my Carly Rae Jepsen comment.
I didn't
I'm
hear
really
it.
upset
That was a
about
good
that.
one.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it either.
I was too busy.
I was
with
hoping he was going to say, call me maybe.
Oh,
Here's my number.
all right.
Hey, I just met you.
Moving on.
This is crazy.
I was joking. You can call me. We're not calling you now.
Here's my number.
Okay, we're calling you.
Hold on.
Just call me,
Hello. Shit.
The one, the only, 8-bit supremacy, Robbie Coleman.
That's awesome.
Hey, what's up?
What is up,
Man,
Robbie?
the delay was so bad of me watching Twitch while trying to have this meta phone call, watching you guys call me and answer it. It was just a mess.
You're trying to figure out when I was going to actually call you? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
It didn't
was
work.
Weird.
Did
And
it?
I've had to mute the screen because I was like, "What's going on?"
What are they calling? I thought they'd. No, now? Earlier? What?
That's awesome.
Evening, sir.
Hello. I'm loving the Jerky Boys approach to your show. Just calling random people at will.
It's working out. Thank you.
What they do. Hello, Robbie. It's
Thanks,
nice
Sizzle
to,
Chest.
Nice to chat with you again, by the way.
Get Brett Weir,
Oh,
I
yeah.
said.
Get Brett Weir, I said.
Get him on the goddamn phone.
Dude on the phone is hot.
It's
Says
the guy
Oh
from the
no, man! Yeah, the water movie.
The guy from the
Yikes.
water movie. Oh man.
Let's not go there.
We'll you know what? Jay had a great idea,
We'll talk
Robbie.
about that later.
No, we got a
No, we're gonna
second.
talk about that.
Let's talk about it real quick before we get to your game rating. Jay had a great idea. How would you feel about live streaming that and giving it the Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Oh, that's a great idea.
We sit down and we talk about it while it's playing.
As long as we get the freeze frame on my stunt double.
Have you seen the movie yet, Matt?
I haven't.
Okay,
I've
so
gotta
Robbie,
watch it.
they do this scene where Robbie is like discusses this deal where he's going to go meet with the son of the owner of the video store that he used to go to buy some of the stuff that they still had. Okay, so instead of just having Robbie tell the story, okay, they cut to this weird ass stunt double of this just guy with a denim jacket with his phone on, or
For
denim
like
vest.
8 seconds.
And he sits there looking at his phone, doing nothing else. So I said, "That's fine, but that's not Robbie. That's Robbie."
Yeah, that's not even close to Robbie.
So watch party. We would get in so much trouble. That's fine. Let's get in trouble. I don't care.
No. So I can I can stream that to a private area where
Whoa. Private area.
We could make this a first time thing for podcast. We could do a dual podcast watch party.
I'm fine. We could stream it to Discord or a website and be away from the.
I'll get on Discord,
Twitch,
watch it
YouTube.
together. But the problem is that wouldn't we have to let people know we're doing it and they watch it?
Invite only.
By the way, Robbie, I thank you for calling out WADA for being the shit company that they are.
It's fine. They are shitty.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot more.
I forgot he was on the phone. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I was watching it, and I was like, wait a minute, I forgot I'm on the phone here. But I have stronger opinions. I definitely went on some more rants when the guy filmed me. He came to my house like a year ago and filmed me. And he was like, man, that's great. Yeah, I'm going to use that. This is all great. And I think he got spooked and dialed it back in editing and didn't use some of that stuff. That was a little more.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He used the more polite version of it for his city.
He seemed like a really nice guy. Like the guy reached out to me and
very nice guy.
Yep.
And that's why it's hard for me to like hate on his movie, even though there are parts of it I strongly dislike. But there's parts I did like. And
there
I was
were,
like,
yeah, I agree with you.
It's kind of a thing I'll win one ear out the other, and I just probably won't ever watch it again.
Even if we do a watch party?
I mean, I guess I'd have to for that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that. His name
You
was
are the celebrity for
yeah,
it.
Edward Payson. That's right. You're the IMDb credit here. You're the talent. Lord knows I'm not.
Sorry. I basically watched it just to make sure I didn't sound like an asshole or like make sure I wasn't portrayed as an idiot in any way. Because I remember leading up to this, I was spooked about it. I was like kind of talking to you, like, man, I hope he doesn't like edit me in some stupid way and make me like just
Yeah,
super.
We talked about that when we had you on a few months back.
He was concerned that it would be portrayed that Robbie like was either evil or liked WADA or something. He just didn't want to be misrepresented in any way. And I thought, honestly, you were in the movie way more than most people were in it, and which was good because I thought you were the most interesting person. Like everybody else was like, nobody gives a shit what Metal Jesus says. Like nobody cares.
Was he in it?
Yeah.
God, fuck that guy too. I'm just calling.
We're making no friends tonight.
Fuck Metal Jesus.
We're gonna go pan on this guy's movie. Fuck Metal Jesus. Who else we hate?
Oh God, he's a piece
Collector's
of shit.
Quest podcast. They're all garbage.
I remember
kidding.
when you and I,
Love them.
Michael, you and I were trying to dissect the origin of his YouTube name or like his name. We're like, what does that even mean? Metal Jesus Rocks?
Like
Makes no sense.
it doesn't. Yeah, let's not talk anymore about that.
It's just like one big redundancy.
Let's talk about a much more interesting thing. And
Let's not talk about that.
I want to know from you. When I say the words Mike Tyson's Punch Out, how does that make you feel?
Upset because I always had to play the Mr. Dream version growing up.
Listen, that's fair. That's PTSD, I think, is what they call that.
But I didn't have the Mike Tyson version, so
I do have to interject real quick to say, Tyler says, I hate all these YouTubers and podcasters. People just need to shut up about video games. Man, that's true. Anyway, so you had to play the Mr. Dream version growing up. That's rough.
I mean it's the same game, but then like it was, lackluster when you get to the final boss. I beat Mr. Dream before I ever beat like the real Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So
You might be the only person I've ever known that has said that.
I just when you just borrow games from friends in the neighborhood growing up, I just
Sure.
got that and I indefinitely had it for like a year or something, and I just played that. So you took what you could get.
I completely agree. I lived the same life. So
Yeah.
So what would you say you would rate this game on a scale of 1 to 5 in 0.5 increments?
I would give it a 5. It's top tier NES title. as you guys were saying earlier, like top 10 games from the library. It definitely falls in that, realm.
Do you have any, like, beyond having to fight Mr. Dream, which is a good story? Do you have any other memories or any other things that?
Yeah, I do. There was a Mike Tyson arcade game at my local ice rink, because I used to play hockey growing up, and then like they had like one or two arcade games in like the game room with like a pool table or air hockey or some shit, and they had a Mike Tyson arcade game there, and I remember playing that after I'd already played the home console version, and I was like, what is this? It was like completely different.
And it was Power Punch 2. I'm kidding.
No. But yeah, the arcade version is insanely different. You get like the wireframe figure, and it's got like the announcer just yelling "body blow, body blow."
Yeah,
Body
the
blow.
1984 arcade edition. Yes, exactly. With pizza. What's his name?
Pizza Pasta.
Pizza Pasta and all the other
Who were the other characters then
stereotypical
there?
names.
Kid Quick.
Yeah.
But that game is an example of them recreating it for the home consoles and being vastly superior.
Agreed.
The
Yep.
arcade one's fine, but it's just kind of like you swirl the little handle joystick around, like the grip one, and then it's a quarter eater. So like you can really like strategically get through it, like rhythm and timing, memorization.
And
like
that's true. It's more random. That's one of the things I noticed is it's much more random game. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So
And it features vodka Drunkinski. That's actually in the Super Punch Out, I believe.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, the original had Glass Joe, Piston Hurricane, Bald Bull, and Mr. Sandman.
Yep.
Yeah. And then like the Super Punch Out was not the Super Punch Out we know of, right? It was
It had the Jackie Chan, Dragon Chan.
Yeah.
It had Dragon Chan and Bear Hugger.
Yep. That's
But-
yeah. Anyway. So you would say 5.0.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even have to think about that when you initially asked me about it like a week ago. I was like,
Well,
"Oh, 5."
We like to make things easy around here. We don't want any conflict, and we just want everybody to be happy all the time. So we pick games everybody loves.
Well, I mean, you did ask me about Mag Max. You dragged me into a discussion about Mag Max. I was the odd one out who was going to bat for Mag Max on the NES, and
Yeah.
I just didn't want to tear me apart for calling me an NES apologist.
I pulled out Magician. I had pulled out Defenders of Dynatron City, and then I also grabbed Conquest of Crystal Palace, or whatever Crystal.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's a good game.
it is a good game, but the rest of them aren't, because I was like, let me grab a stack of games I haven't played that often. I'm going to play some of them. They're all on the shelf here. So I put in, but grab Magician, and right next to it is Mag Max, and I'm like, well, I should play Mag Max. Like, what is it? I don't really know. I don't have any memories of it or anything like that. So I played Magician, which is trash. It's a Taxan game, cool box, cool. The best part about that game is the splash screen when you turn it on. The rest of it is awful. It's like a D&D game that is like side scroller where you can't do anything. It's awful. But then I'm like, let me put in Mag Max, right? And Mag Max is this shooter where you power up. It's a horizontal shooter, right? You're going left to right. And you power up by picking up these pieces of a robot, and then your ship becomes like this robot. The more pieces that you pick up, the slower that you get, and the bigger of a target you become. And it is like every time I would get the robot and you could shoot like 4 lasers at once, I'd get hit instantly. Every time. And the game is so it's
And when you build the robot, if anybody, we have a handful of people that are old enough to know Spaceballs. It looks like the giant maid robot
does.
that is sucking all the air out of the planet.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gone from suck to blow.
Yep, it does. It does.
You know what the best part of Mag Max is it does that.
Not playing it.
It does that. It does that heavy shredding thing where you put it on its sign and you have no fucking idea what it is because the end label for it is like microscopic.
You can't read it. It's like Seacross and all those games
Yeah,
where you're like,
it's
I don't know
terrible.
what this is. Maybe it's rare. Nope, it's Mag Max.
Yep.
Damn it. Anyway, but yes, Tyler not a fan, by the way. Tyler says Mag Max sucks.
Tyler doesn't play games, so
That's- He's the real Norman Crusoe.
Is Robbie a fan of Mag Max?
Robbie is a fan of Mag
Not-
Max.
I'm indifferent on it, I guess. I'm just kind of.
He's not in love with it, but he doesn't hate it.
It's like a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, Yeah,
No,
it's like a 3. It's a game.
Hey, don't say that because there was a whole discussion where someone tried to give it a 3 out of 5 and they got undressed in the chat. So moving on from Mag Max. Anyway, I digress. Cool. Well, thank you, sir. Anything to add?
No. I think I finally beat Mike Tyson for the first time like 6 or 7 years ago. But I guess I already did it in Mr. Dream form when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
it's the same.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
I'll give you
But
partial
I've
credit.
done it straight through on Mike Tyson. I always just would put the password in and go straight to him over and over
Oh,
again.
sure. That's how you learned how to beat him. We were talking about this earlier that I would say that the guy who gets fought the least in that game is Mr. Sandman. Like,
Yeah, and he's super hard. He's one of the hardest guys.
Mr. Sandman is, and I'll get to this in mind, but Mr. Sandman is like the guy who was like, you couldn't just get right to Mr. Sandman. There was no code to get to Mr. Sandman. So you get to him, it was almost like this accomplishment, like, wow, like I've never, like you never see this guy. He's rare, default gen. Tyler says, Mag Max, 1 out of 5. 1.5 out of 5. Make it the next episode and put me in.
I like it.
Maybe. Well, it can't be the next one because we got something planned for that, but soon enough. All right. Well, thank you, sir. And we'll be in touch soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're going to be setting up this whole tournament coming soon for the summer. Coming up to Logan to watch you.
I will see you.
You're going to be my money dude, Robbie.
Later.
I'll see you in April, Robbie.
Okay.
Me too.
Make it a trifecta. Later.
All right.
Oh, John's coming up too. Let's figure it. We gotta get a hard date on this.
I'm in. I'll clear my schedule. Hey, man, everybody's invited. It's gonna be a shindig. We're gonna have an ice cream social.
We got a whiteboard in the back room. That shit is set in stone.
It's done, son.
Yeah.
All right. So Robbie says 5.0. I'm gonna say, do you want to go, Jay, or do you want me to call John next?
I'll go.
You'll go.
We'll have a little break between
right.
phone calls.
All right.
So I gave it a 5. I mean,
Out of
there's nothing-
what?
5 out of 5.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. Me too.
So,
Oops. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead.
So no, it's and to kind of piggyback on what Matt was asking earlier. Out of Nintendo games, for me, it's 3, maybe 4. Like top 3 or 4 out of the whole Nintendo library.
Yeah.
Like that game is amazing to me. I to this day have still not beaten Mr. Dream or Mike Tyson. Still have not beaten them.
If you're
I've
gonna
seen
beat
them
one,
but I've never beat either one.
if you're gonna beat one, beat Tyson.
So
Yeah, you want to beat the. Yeah, you want to beat Tyson. Absolutely.
but beating Gronk with all those Super Bowl rings.
It's tough. It's a tough decision. I agree. It's tough.
But yeah, I've never beaten it. I've never beat Tyson. I can beat everybody else. Playing it again recently. I played it last week to prep for the show, and I couldn't get past Soda Popinski. And I ended up with fucking Tourette's.
He's a bastard.
By the time I got to him, because I'm like, okay, move, no, move, and I'm like, fuck.
I think you should try playing it on one of these TVs instead of
I
trying
probably
to play.
should because I played it on the. I played the.
We'll talk
on
about
the virtual console.
my
Switch.
experiences and some.
Game changer.
Yep. So why don't we give our friend John, Retro Game Enthusiast, a call, and then I will do mine, and you can do yours, or vice versa, or whatever. So
Yeah, I'll leave mine because no one knows where I'm at on
yeah,
this.
no. You got to make it fast the first 30 seconds. He only knocks you down with one punch in the 30 seconds.
Oh,
Wrong.
hold on. Oh,
That is wrong.
Robbie, what are you doing right now?
First
30 seconds? It's a minute and a half, buddy.
Minute 30 seconds.
I know you're stuck at Logan Arcade playing Mortal Kombat and pinball all day, but it's the first 90 seconds, buddy.
I don't know. After watching Matty Ice play this game like 30 times to beat Tyson, it's kind of 30 seconds sounds pretty accurate.
Oh, fuck
Well.
you.
Let's give John a call here. Find our friend Mr. Young.
I got to start texting Robbie more. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at texting.
You are. You need to get good at it because that's how we're all friends, and
Robbie,
you don't do it.
Do you like phone calls? Because I'm a phone call guy. He's
You know what's even
Hit and
better
miss.
though is
you know what Robbie likes to do?
and maybe this speaks
leave
to-
you messages.
Maybe
Leave
this-
lots of voice messages.
maybe
fine
this
with
speaks to why Matt and I hardly ever talk. But I actually gave you my phone number, and you still have never called me or text me.
He's not a texter.
I'm not
I
a
wish
texter.
you would just get a hold of me, and you just don't. Like
I'm a phone
nothing.
call guy.
He says
but
he
never even called me.
You work
He
like
says,
6 different jobs a week, so I don't know
He's
when
not
your
doing
time
anything,
frame
and he
is.
Yeah, I'm
still
doing
doesn't call
nothing
me
right
back.
now.
Terrible
He
excuse.
does nothing, and he
freelancer.
doesn't call me back. So don't.
Who, me?
No.
I call you back.
Yes, you do.
I'll text you and give you a call, Rob.
All right, I got to make a phone call. Speaking of calls,
I'm a phone call guy.
I don't have Robbie's phone number either, or John's. I don't think they like me.
I do.
What's up?
Live from Kansas City,
The man, the myth, the legend, the one and only.
retro game enthusiast John Young.
I like that I get the Russian mole music, and Robbie gets the good song.
You picked it, buddy. You picked
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
song. Remember that. You
People
picked it.
peek behind the curtain. I mean, that's
Hey, you at least you get a song. I don't get shit.
Oh, you got a song, buddy. Don't you worry.
Oh boy.
I gotta pause the video because this is disorientating.
That's what Robbie was saying too. So, good evening, good sir.
Thanks. Hey, Mario, nice to meet you.
He's talking
Hey,
to you.
nice to meet you as well, man.
Yep.
It is a pleasure.
Sorry, yeah.
Is this is this so retro game enthusiast? What is your actual like name? Because I've
I
heard
just
like
said it 50
1,500
times.
I know I'm really bad.
John Young. I've said it about 1,000 times.
Dude, there's John, there's Mattio, there's Robbie. I'm really bad with all these like.
I'm bad
fucking
at
different
texting. I
names.
can't keep people's names straight. I'm just a terrible person altogether, kind of is what it is.
John, it is.
I don't
really nice to meet
communicate
you.
or remember anything.
I suck at names too. No worries.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, you ever played Punch Out before?
Yeah.
Wait. What about Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
I think so.
All right.
That's one of those NES games, right? I think I read about it in Nintendo Power's 100th episode. Edition, whatever that thing's called.
It was probably in there.
That was the number.
Probably issue
31.
number 100 that came out in September of 97.
Yeah, I got 31st.
That's the one.
You
Yeah.
guys are
Out
a
of one.
bastion of
Silver
knowledge.
cover.
That's the
Mega
one.
Man on cover? No, I think that's
I'm coming for
That's later.
Tyler's throne.
That's later.
I'm coming for Tyler's throne.
Is Mega Man 200?
I don't know.
no.
No, I think
think
you're
you're right.
right. I think you're right.
All right.
I think it's the
All right.
silver cover. I do believe you're right.
There's no way to find out.
There's
There's no way to find
Google does not know, and even if he did know, we wouldn't call you out on that.
No.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Power 100 has Mario flying through the sky with a 100 behind him.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's Mega Man.
Oh yeah, it is Mega Man. That's I thought Mario was Mega Man.
They're the same.
They're the same
I'm pretty
thing.
sure. Yeah. He was called Mega Man in Japan.
Mario wears the blue helmet. Mario has the mustache.
And when he has the raccoon suit on, he becomes Rockman.
Yes.
Got him.
Everything's full circle.
It's
now.
all coming together. Anyway, so tell me a little bit about what you think of this game, thought of this game, experiences with this game. I assume you had some.
Yeah, so I had Mike Tyson's Punch Out as a kid, and I thought that Punch Out came out first because obviously they added a character, right?
Right. That makes sense mentally, actually.
Well, yeah. Every once in a while I get one of those. But no, I had it as a kid. It was fun. I enjoyed playing it. For me, like, I don't put it in, like, my top 20. And I never actively go for Mike Tyson. But honestly, the more I think about it, it's a great game. Sorry, and I was passing out here, so if I'm a little disorientated, you're gonna have to like edit this together. But no, I can't think of anybody that doesn't like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like, I legitimately am trying to like find somebody like in my past. It's just like, yeah, not for me.
Jay just said he didn't like it. You just said you didn't like it.
What?
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I did?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was in the delay.
I was like, whoa, really?
No.
What did I do?
He did not say that.
There's like a 10-second portion of the episode that I didn't get to see, so I don't know what Jay said in that period.
All he did was rail on Punch Out the whole time.
did.
It was
Punch
10
Out
seconds.
sucks.
Anyway,
Worst
so
game ever.
so you as this game has grown older, you have become fonder. Or what?
Not even that. Like, when I first thought about the game, I was like, all right, it's like a 4.5 because it's not in my top game. But the fact that pretty much everybody loves the game, and whenever you're playing it, it's just a great game. Like it's.
Yep.
I've spent hours playing it for no good reason. So it's a 5.0 for me.
5.0.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
excellent.
Everybody's got to play it. I mean, honestly. And sorry, I got a list of bullet points here that you guys were ignoring my comments on the thread, so I got to bring them up. No,
we tried to ignore them all, but go for it.
Can't now, can you?
What's that?
No, we can't ignore them anymore now, can we?
You got a button. The form of the Punch Out Gold Cart, which is sometimes called Punch Out Special,
Yes.
is been used for other games. A couple of NES games, Famicom games that were published by Nintendo.
You're talking about the form factor of the cartridge itself. That was kind of what we were getting at. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't just Nintendo. There's Enix has a game called Just Breed, an RPG that came out with it. A couple of Koei games. There's like a Mahjong RPG type game that came out in the same format. So it's around there, but not a lot of games.
I could see a Mahjong game being on that cartridge. That seems about right for the Famicom.
And it's like I really want to get a translated copy of it because it's literally like the battle system is Mahjong and it's an RPG.
Wait, really? That sounds kind of epic, actually.
Is that like that tennis game on TurboGrafx that's also an RPG?
Hey man, Golf Story on Switch.
Yeah,
Golf Story on Switch. Have you played the Tecmo soccer game on NES? That's
Tecmo Cup Soccer?
Yeah, it's like a fucking RPG too. It's weird.
Not an easy one to find, by the way.
No.
So, Tyler says rhythm games reward muscle memory. Tyson punishes it sometimes anyway.
Yes.
But I would say that honestly, I'll get into my experience with the game, but I will say that muscle memory plays a huge part in being able to be good at this game. So I always revert back to 13, 14-year-old Mike when I play this game because I have to put myself in that mental space and then remember how I played. So anyway, I digress.
And
this is not about me. It's about you, John.
You mentioned this to Jay. 100%. You got to play hardwired to a CRT. It makes all the difference. That little bit of lag in a Bluetooth controller.
This game is unforgiving for that. You have to have the quick twitch of this game, or you will not get past anything. So yes, I agree.
I've not put it on an NT Noir on a TV, a flat screen, but just go CRT. Get a $5 one from Goodwill if that's still a thing.
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, if you want a CRT, you got to come to my house or my storage space because you can't find them for free anymore, buddy.
Nope. Give Mike at least $100.
Can you even beat Tyson on the NES Classic if you're fucking good enough?
I've tried to beat Tyson on Switch Online. That's hard, man.
So we'll get to all that. But all right, so 5.0.
Yeah.
So we're 3 for 3 so far. I wonder how this is gonna
3 for 3. We got 2 ratings left.
Yep. So I want to do something real quick. I thought actually this book would be useful because all we do is NES games, right? So
if they don't give this a 5,
so I'm gonna
throw this book away.
I'm gonna read from the Ultimate Nintendo Guide, book by Pat Contry, what his rating is.
216. 216.
I know I'm getting there.
I'll be fucking pissed.
There's
if
a lot of M's.
5.
This is a long thing, okay? But basically, he says 5 stars.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
5 stars. Yep.
What's he give Punch Out? I didn't look at the rating of Punch Out.
I don't even know if he rated it.
It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah, they're both in there.
Well, anyway.
Technically a copy.
So 5.
It's got to be a 5, right? I mean, it's the same fucking game.
It better be, because if it's not, I'm throwing this book in the
I mean,
garbage.
if it's a 4.5, I guess I get it.
5.
Deduct 0.5 for Mike Tyson.
5 stars. All right, sir. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. I do want to say,
Go.
clear things up. I'm the MagMax apologist.
It's true, he is.
I'm pretty good about separating nostalgia from games, but I think that's just one of those games from my childhood that I just can't do that with. Tyler went hard at me, and Mike, I appreciate you spending so much time playing it, but I replayed it a bit, and I still love it, but I might be going a little too high on my score with that one, but that'll be for the MagMax.
It was basically a discussion between myself, Robbie, Tyler, and John, where we were breaking down Max, and I was playing it, and then I would just post my high score, and then I realized I don't even like this game. I would keep going back and be like, I got 106,000. I don't give a shit. Like, it was awful. It's not an awful game. It is not. I've played much worse.
And I didn't even know that. I got fucking roped into it because you're like, hey, you want to come over and hang out? And I was like, sure. And you're like, we're playing this game. So we sat around and played that shit show for like an hour and a half.
Well,
It was terrible.
the first 3 seconds of the song is a banger.
Yeah, and then you have to hear it for the next however long you play. Those 3 seconds you hear over and over and over until you die.
If it's not Lords of Thunder, I don't want to listen to
No,
it.
I can't blame you for that. That or the the Lone Rangers.
That's a good
But
one.
yeah, I not to, you can cut this later if you want, but there should definitely be like a worst NES games like discussion at some point.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get there.
With scores.
Yes, I concur. We need to have like the top 10 worst NES games with scores and experiences. So Tyler will be all in on that. He loves shitting on everything. I'm just kidding. He does not. He doesn't. All right. Well, thank you for being available, and thanks for the chat. And we'll certainly will talk soon, sir.
John, it was nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, pleasure.
All right.
See you, John.
Later, Jen. Bye.
John Young, retro game enthusiast on Instagram.
I'm gonna go play Mag Max now. I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
You should give it a shot, and then let me know what you think. Give me your rating out of 5.
I've got it. It's a pink. I actually
Trash.
can specifically remember that game.
Yeah.
You even brought up there's a lot of M games. So every time I move, because I've moved like 15 times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's true.
I remember organizing my M games, and there's like 16 stacks of them. And I can remember that stupid pink fucking cartridge with the fucking dumbass letters that like small, like Mag gets smaller and then like Max gets. It's fucking stupid. I hate that fucking game.
And you know what's right next to it? Matty-O's Mom masters Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh, that's my favorite cartridge.
That's a good one. That's different. That's a
the
different
best
thing.
one.
All right. So we're 3 for 3. You want to go next? Or you want me to go now?
You go for it.
All right.
I'll leave because my writing might disappoint some people.
I doubt it. All right. It might, but we'll see. So this game is like it's one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. Okay. Every time I play it, and we played it tonight, and I beat Tyson without going down once. Thank you. Okay. Did not get hit. I got hit, but I did not go down one time in that match and beat Tyson again. Which the first time I beat Mike Tyson was in 1988. Okay. That was how many millions of years ago now? 34?
700.
34 years ago.
7.
And I sat down today, and twice I did it before you guys got here, which you guys can't validate. And then you both saw, and Matt also beat him tonight. But I just love that game.
I didn't.
No, Jay did not beat him tonight. Jay didn't even try, though, so you never know. But what I'm going to say is this. The interesting part about this game is there are kind of like these seminal moments of my life wrapped around this game. So, like, I was like a hardcore NES psychopath when I was like 13, 14 years old. It like the whole thing changed my whole life forever. Yeah. Okay. And I didn't even have an NES. And one of my, I wouldn't, it's almost shameful to say it now. And I've mentioned it on the show much earlier on the show, not this one, but in general. I beat this game without even owning it. So I didn't even have an NES at the time, and I beat this game. That's how much I loved this game and loved playing it. And one of my favorite memories of this game, and it's funny because we were kind of doing the bald bull thing tonight, is I was in. It's just weird how these moments that you remember, and they're all kind of tied around this game. And I remember I was in Las Vegas. This was probably 7 or 8 years ago, and they had an arcade there called Insert Coins. And Insert Coins would be a place where you could go play like arcade stand-ups, but they also had like booths where you could play a console game, and then you could see it on the screen, and then there was a very large screen above you that showed everybody else around you what was going on. So I'm like, let's play Punch Out. Let's do it. Fuck it. Right? We're all half drunk. So I'm like, bring me Punch Out. They had the actual games, and then of course, it was 7 years ago. Punch Out was probably $10 or whatever then. Okay. They bring the game out, they put it in, we're playing it. And I get to Bald Bull. And Bald Bull, does the bull charge, right? And he comes, Bald Bull lines his ass up on me, does the bull charge, and I dropped his ass right in Insert Coins. And the whole place was like, oh God, it was like the greatest video game moment of my entire life. All these people were like cheering that I had just beat Bald Bull.
Was that your wizard moment?
It kind of was. It was this. I will never forget it because I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get clowned by this dude. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt I'm gonna get run over. And I fucking jacked his ass, and he went down hard. And I was just like, yep, I'm out of here. That's it. We're done. We're out of here. Close the bar. And then I will say this, kind of to your point, Jay. And this is what got this game when I. This game is kind of what led me back into being a crazy person as it relates to collecting games, right? Because it put me on this quest of legitimacy where I had like a modern CRT TV. They had like a comb filter and all this crap. And I was trying to play Punch-Out on it. And I could not, for the life of me, get past Soda Popinski because the lag generated by that television was too great. And I'm like, I can beat this asshole. I know I can beat him. Like, I'm 100% sure that I can still beat Soda Pop. I can fucking beat Mike Tyson right now, I bet. Like, let's go. And this was 3.5 years ago. And that's when I was like, what's going on here? So I start digging into the internet and I'm like, lag, huh? It's lag. Like, I'm real, like most people use it as an excuse, but that's why I couldn't beat him. So I went and found a used CRT, which you could still pick up a few years ago with no problem. And I brought it home and I plugged in Punch-Out and I beat Soda Popinski's ass. And I'll bet you that is why you can't get past him on Switch, because when he does that, and it's the same with a lot of the boxers in this game where they do that like little side, we were talking about before with Flamenco, the second time you fight him or whoever it is, they do that little side hook. And you're just like, it's so hard to time out because it happens really quickly. And Soda Popinski is like the first version. Like you were saying, you're no longer in the poop butt league. You're fighting him. You're going to have to be pretty decent. Okay. Like, I think Matty-O's mom could probably beat him. Okay. If you want my opinion.
Absolutely.
I'm 100% sure of it. But I feel like that was that moment that made me go, okay, I've got to like legitimize my setup and figure out why, because I'll accept my own shortcomings with no problem all the time. But I'm like, I can beat this dickhead. I'm sure I can. And come to find out, I could. So yeah, it kind of led me down this crazy path of how I wound up with that TV and this TV and that TV and all the ones at the house and in the storage and all that crap, because I'm a psychopath. But anyway, so it always has like this influence. This game has always had this weird like meaning in my life. And I mean, I think we all know that I'm going to give it a 5. Okay. Because it's probably, I have The Legend of Zelda, right? That's my favorite NES game and one of my favorite games of all time. But this is in that top 5 type area for me. So I just love it. And, that copy sitting right there, that's the, shitty CIB graded WADA. I found that locally for $80 and sent it into WADA and had them grade it. And it's like, I said this on Instagram a long time ago when I found it. It's kind of like this testament to my youthful triumph of winning that game and beating it. And it's just like, I'm just glad I have it. You know what I mean? So,
and you've got the letter in that, the actual Mike Tyson letter, which is few and far between.
The letters are getting tough to find. So I'm giving it a 5.0. That's 4 5.0s out of 4. And there's only one person left.
Don't you fuck this up.
There's one person left.
I'm not going to influence your decision, but if you don't give it a 5, I'm cutting all this out and telling everybody you gave it a 5.
So
Shasimi Z is going to give this game a 5 if you don't.
So I'm a younger guy, and when I turned 12, my dad gave me
in 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
that's a little overestimate.
So he gave me a box. He just gave me a box for my birthday. I believe he was a little
had a wad of hundreds and some Magnum condoms in it.
Exactly. Yep. So
happy birthday, son! You're 12 now. You're a man.
And a bag of weed.
I believe that he had picked it up from a friend that was getting rid of some stuff. This was at that time when these games weren't necessarily making you a bunch of money at pawn shops and stuff like that. So he was just trying to hook me up. He knew I was a big gamer. I'd played on the Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo, and all that stuff with him growing up. So he gave me a box of NES stuff. I had 2 Nintendo consoles in there and about 50 games. One of the first ones I went to was Bad Dudes. I tried that by myself. Not a great experience initially. The second one I went to was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And that entire summer that I had that console, I tried to learn how to play that game. The internet was around. You could search walkthroughs. You could search cheat codes and all that stuff.
Could you imagine growing up and having the internet to play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
My God.
Could you imagine?
So,
like I was It was 1988, man.
This shit sucks. I beat this shit in an hour.
So you guys,
Go ahead,
you know,
go ahead.
I had that option, right?
Yeah, you did, but
But I never went with it. When I first loaded up that game, I got to King Hippo and could not make it past him. I could not figure out
I
how
think
to
that's
beat
the
him.
stopping point for a lot of people. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, it's not obvious what you do.
So, you know, I keep trying, and finally I figure out how to beat him. And then trial and error, you get past, and you get to Soda Popinski, the spot in that game where it's like, holy shit, this game is turning it up a notch.
Yep.
And finally, I get to Sandman, and that's where I stop. I'm 13 years old, and it's like, man, I love this game, but this is on another level that I'm just not really ready for.
Yep.
So I've played that game on and off for 12 years now. Finally, last year, it's like, this is like, I don't know why, but COVID really got me into beating NES games. And maybe a little bit before that, you know, beat Ninja Gaiden, beat Castlevania, beat Vice Project Doom. Like, tried to really go for a lot of those maybe more difficult NES games. And it's like, why have I not beat Mike Tyson on Punch-Out yet? It's just, why haven't I done this? So I run through it, get through Soda. He's easy enough. You know, you get to Sandman. You learn how to play him. He's not that difficult. You beat Sandman, Super Macho Man. You die on him a few times. You figure him out. So I finally get to Mike Tyson and just die and just lose and lose and lose and lose and lose.
Just like today.
Yep. Just like today. It's a learning
Sometimes
curve.
it's how it works.
It's a crazy learning curve, but I never, you know, I would rage at this game. It's, you know, you toss your NES controller, and it's like, all right, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Yep.
So I was on Discord last year with Mark from our podcast, and then his brother, and I'd been just running through that game, just having fun, trying to make it through that game on my own. And I finally got through those 90 seconds without taking a dive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I made it.
okay.
I almost won now.
Until today.
This is basically it.
Until
Like,
today.
I
And then
got
11 seconds in, and 17 seconds in,
Yeah.
and a minute and 8 seconds in.
Exactly.
Good.
So make it through the 90 seconds, and it's like, okay, this is it. This is the time. This is as long as I don't royally fuck up here, I've got this match in the bag.
Yeah.
And
you did.
I TKO him in the third round, and I fucking freak out, man. That's like, it's been a decade. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's exactly. I'm in the basement on my CRT TV. I'm losing my fucking mind. 10 years now. A decade of me trying to beat Mike fucking Tyson.
Did it sound like this?
Oh shit! Ah! Mom! It sounded exactly like that.
That's
And
what happens when I yell for your mom too.
I wish I could still have that clip from our little chat, but I fucking lost it, man. It's like, finally, I beat this is the challenge of the NES game.
And it's very true. Like in our neighborhood, and the people that I knew, you would tell people that you had beaten Mike Tyson, and they would be like, "No, you haven't."
Yeah.
And then like your friends would be like, "Yeah, he has. I watched him do it." And then they just look at you different. Like they're like,
And it was
"How did you do that?"
It was the same thing. It's like, yeah, I did it on Discord in front of these guys, and I had a picture of it. That's not it. You got to see them do it.
Yeah.
You have to be in person to see that
It's
happen.
actually your co-host just commented on the Facebook feed and said that nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. So
Says here, fake news.
Mark's seen it probably 3 times now.
Says fake news.
He's calling you out.
Conspiracy. He never beat Mike.
You know, he can call me out, but he has actually seen me do it. The one time that I really was upset I couldn't do it, we did an extra live stream in 2020, and I tried to play it through. Switch Online. I got real close.
let's do it right now. Why don't you guys do it?
But
It takes a couple minutes. We can keep talking.
We still got a few pages to go here. Let's get to that. That could be the after show.
When the
Fine
show
with me.
ends, maybe we'll throw it on there. But what I'm saying is,
We're 2 hours in, and I still have to talk about a number of things.
out of my, like, the NES, getting that box for my dad launched me into really collecting retro games, really respecting the whole video game industry and what everything kind of came from. And Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was one of the first games that really launched that for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be anywhere, and I know it sounds a little cliche. I wouldn't be anywhere where I'm at today in the collecting spectrum, or maybe even in the podcast area, without that game. So there's no other rating that I could give this game other than a perfect 5 out of 5.
I thought you were going to say 4.0.
Nope. This is absolutely a 5 out of 5. It's in my top 5 NES games, and occasionally it bumps up into that first spot.
Yeah, it depends on my mood.
It really does, and it makes it up to my first spot a lot of times. Yeah. It's a great fucking game.
Robbie says he 100% agrees with the fact that when you beat Mike Tyson, that it separated the men from the boys. It's very true. It does. It is like this. It's like this thing that you can. 30 years later, I would play this game, and Harrison was like, I beat it. Like, this was a couple years ago, and he was just like in awe of the fact that I had beat the game. And he like, this game is, he was 13 years older than him or whatever it was, and he was just like, I didn't think you could actually beat Mike Tyson. Like, he did. Like, the aura of it was that he couldn't actually be beat in the game. And I'm like, no, you can beat him. You just gotta know what you're doing. And it's to this day, it's still like one of my favorite accomplishments in playing games was beating him. And it's just one of the things I forgot to mention during my rating is we talk about the characters in the game. One other moment that I remember in my life very vividly around this game is I was playing this game again. Didn't have an NES, but I was staying at a friend's house. You remember, I don't know, Jay might know this person. You remember Brad Williamson?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brad Williamson and Wendy Williamson, they lived down the street from us. And Brad and I would hang out, right? So we were down there, and I was staying the night with him, and we were playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! At his house, and we got to Mr. Sandman, and we flipped out. We had nobody had ever seen Mr. Sandman in our neighborhood. We had no idea. Yeah. So he like literally ran out and grabbed like a disposable camera and took pictures of the screen of Mr. Sandman. And I was like, I'd love to know what happened to those pictures. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they never came out.
Well, if you were like what we were like, so me and my friend Mickey, we talked about this earlier, that we both had Nintendos, but we're of course, 11, 12 years old. So we didn't go and buy, like, I didn't own Zelda, he owned Zelda.
Right.
But I owned Castlevania, but he owned Mike Tyson's
Kind of what Robbie was talking about before.
Yeah. And I know with us, it was the first time, that's really hard to like focus.
That's what she said.
The first time we got to Mr. Sandman, we thought we were at Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, oh my God, it's Tyson.
It's Tyson. And then it's
you're like, no, it's Mr. Sandman. Why do they call him Mr. Sandman?
It's a black guy. Oh my God.
Easy now.
So,
but anyway.
Jumping off that real quick.
It is amazing.
I don't know if Mark's still on, but Mark said Matt looks
I knew that was
handsome.
going to come up. No, that's actually what I thought immediately. It's like,
on
this
your
is the
field
fucking
trip.
guy. This is the fucking guy. Like,
Yeah.
I thought Sandman was
That's
absolutely
racist.
Mike Tyson.
I did not. We did not. But we also had known
We
the
did,
code.
but we were super excited
But
because we
didn't-
just saw that's the next guy we're fighting. So we're thinking it's got to be the end of the game.
Yeah. See, we knew the code, and we were like going straight to Tyson all the time. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just give me the code. Let's go.
See, we were playing straight through.
I could do
So
that too.
after
Did it today.
months of figuring out how to beat everybody.
I'm not gonna lie. I was actually kind of shocked that I did it today, but I did. And I also beat Super Macho Man in front of you, and I beat Sandman in front of everybody.
You almost fucked that up.
Almost, but didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Almost.
Coulda, but didn't.
Couldn't.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the spostas.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Mark said have fun on your field trip. So Mark, just so everybody knows, is Matt's co-host on the Matty Ice and Marky Mark
That's right.
podcast. We need
Mr.
to have
Riker,
Mark.
thank
You
you
need
for
to come.
joining.
You need to come down and visit.
Come on
sometime.
down, bud. We'd love to have you.
We need to have you on for a show.
He is the better half of the
We'll
show.
talk about regular Punch Out. Get your thoughts on that one.
There you
Anyway.
go.
All right. So, Jay, where can you play this game today?
Where can we play it today? We can play it here on the set. Okay,
Before we get
I
to that,
digress. Yes.
before we get to that,
Oh,
let's revel in the fact that since the inception of the LGN game ratings, this is the first game to ever receive a perfect
clean sweep.
score.
Wow.
5.0s, exploding faces across the board.
well, John screwed that up last time.
John's opinion is his opinion. He's entitled to it. He didn't screw anything up. He told us what he thought.
Okay, that's fair.
Might be wrong, but he's entitled to it.
That's the story of a number of people in this country.
I'm glad this game got the first perfect.
I agree.
As it should have.
I agree. So
5.0. So where to play it? So Mike Tyson's Punch Out, of course, the Famicom, Nintendo Entertainment System, the Play Choice 10. Then the unbranded, taking Mike Tyson out of the mix and putting Rob Gronkowski in.
Mr. Gronkowski.
Yes. Punch Out You can play on the GameCube via Animal Crossing.
So this was a game like Animal Crossing had these you had the ability to like you had an NES in it and you could play games in it, and this was one of the harder ones to get in the game.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ice Climber. This was when they started to kind of do some of that cross promotion of their old product. Was right around this time frame where like you could get an e-reader card, and like with the Animal, like Animal Crossing, you could use the e-reader card to swipe in. I have the one for Mario Bros, or I have the one for Ice Climber. Those are not expensive. Those are not cheap cards now, by the way. But it's like that's the stuff that you could do that I thought was very cool. That I wish that they still kind of did. But anyway, yeah, it was embedded kind of in Animal Crossing. You could play it as an NES game, legitimately full screen as an NES game.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so we got that. We got the Wii U.
Your favorite?
Yeah. I did listen to a recent podcast that talked about it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
It was actually pretty good though.
Yep.
3DS Virtual Console.
Yeah, all three of those are the virtual consoles.
Yes.
So yeah,
The Nintendo Entertainment System Classic,
right.
And Nintendo Switch Online.
Yep. So it's one of the free games if you have Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
Online.
the $20 plan or whatever.
Yep, that you can play in there. You know, we probably should talk, and it's not in the notes here real quick, but obviously there have been like, subsequent games around it, right? So there was Power Punch 2 for the NES that was kind of developed by somebody else that people said was going to be a sequel. It's not. Okay, and then you have Punch Out now for the Wii, which is cool. It has some references back and many of the same characters. But the funny thing I think about this game is, this is it. Like Mike Tyson was in a game, and this was the game, and that was it. Like there was no true sequel. There was no like Madden football or whatever it was. It was like, here it is. We're gonna come knock it out of the park, and then we're out of here. You know what I mean? So I just think that's interesting. So I woke up to say Ninja Gaiden 3 is a great game. Maybe a 4.0 is too harsh, but it's no 5. You do not have to justify how you feel, John.
You're good, John. I still love you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the collecting part, and I'm going to leave it to our friend Matt to talk about the speedrunning part, because he also has some,
I'd love to.
Yeah, I think he has some stuff around that. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this game, okay? I've been kind of going through and like, I tried to catalog a lot of this stuff and figure out what's happening, okay? And there's so many different like versions of this game, but there's not. So I'm really going to kind of keep it like as high level as I can. So when we talk about collecting, we usually talk about the loose, the sealed, and the CIB, right? The gold cart, right? The original Famicom prize, you can find them loose for around $400, right? And not a cheap game, right? But you also know there's only so many of them out there. And then complete in the box, there's a box and a manual. And John said I don't know, he actually talked about there was possibly a letter, but that's different. So there's no letter. So the complete in box would be the box, the manual with Bald Bull, and then the gold cartridge. And those go for around $1,000, right?
Was the letter maybe from the contest?
No, it was a letter for a different contest from the Disc Facts thing that they did.
Okay.
Different game.
Okay.
So 3-screw, here's the thing about this game. And what's happening with the NES library and everything is it's all getting vetted out to what's the original print, right? And then there is the condition sensitive manner of it as well. So when you talk about like, I should say this, there's a 3-screw version and a 5-screw. The 5-screw is very hard to find, and it's going to cost you $500 and up. Okay. And right now I think there's one for sale on eBay for $1,500, but the last one that sold was in like the $500-ish range. So the 5-screw version, if you're a variant collector, psychopath, there's a 5-screw version of this game. It's very difficult to find. Okay. The 3-screw version, it kind of varies now. Okay. Because the 3-screw, and I'm going to put like, give me the, don't lose your card, but yeah, give me the wadded game here.
I fell off. It's
okay. So when you look at like Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the front, you have these little bullets. Okay. And these little bullets, and if anybody's looking on TV or on the live stream, an original, like a first print of the US version of this game, these are white. And it's both on the box and on the cartridge, okay? So you'd be able to look at a cartridge and go, white bullets, first print, or early production, or whatever it is. And nowadays, people look at like the seal. This is an oval seal, right? Whatever. This is a promo copy. This is like one of the last copies made of this game. But that's kind of what differentiates these games now, especially games like this that have a huge following, that are very popular, that people have really vetted that information out. So white bullets cartridges are the kind of thing that you can walk into any game store like yours, and you may not even know that that's a thing. So it might be a nice white bullets copy of the game, and you'd just price it as, because who knows? It's a 3-screw cartridge. You might not even know that there's a difference between 3 and 5, whatever. But there's all these different versions of this game that exist like that, like the 5, the orange bullets and the circle seal versus the oval seal, the Reve versus the no Reve, all those things. So I'm not going to get too far into that. Okay. That's about where I'm going to leave it. But I'm going to say, like, in general, and this is kind of amazing to me, this game now, loose, is like $40.
Yep.
It hurts my head because this forever, even back when I didn't collect, I knew that this was a $10 to $15 game.
$15 to $20 all day.
Then it became a $20 to $25 game, and now it is $40. And if you find a nice one and it's a white bullets one, it could be even more than that.
Yep.
Okay, depending on who you're trying to sell it to or whatever it is. And then from complete in box, I mean, I'm almost hesitant to even talk about complete in box prices as it relates to NES games anymore because they vary so wildly based on conditions. So if you wanted a shitty one with a crummy manual and no letter, because in this box is a letter that came from Mike Tyson, like he penned. I'm sure he didn't, but it's part of the inserts of this game. It's one of the harder things to find for the game. You could pay $150. Now, if it was a really nice first print white bullets in like mint condition, you're talking about a lot more money. A lot. And again, depending on who has it, what they are selling it, and what they know about it and all that kind of stuff. So that's where it's at. And then I will also say there are no like raw sealed versions of this game, okay? Because they've all been graded and they've all been sold. And I will tell you, I also did some research. Like in talking to Tyler last episode, I told myself, why don't we include the population reports for games when we can get them from grading perspective to get an idea of how many of these things really exist, right? So I did that. Okay, but we'll talk about that as we talk about the graded stuff here too. So this game, CIB, this is really just from October of last year to present, right? The sales of these games. Depending again on the version of the game and its condition, like grade and version, it could be from $400 for a really shitty white bullets version that's like a 3.0, or whatever, or an improperly married parts that has the wrong manual in it or whatever it is, all the way up to like I think it's a 9.6 white bullets version of this game that's CIB that sells for $5,000. Okay, so there's that. Sealed, it's a whole other world because sealed, it's like how do I put this? It's not as hard to find as you might think it would be, okay? And from a sealed perspective, this game, it exists, and there's a wide variety of ranges of grade. But this game in the last 4 months has sold from anywhere from $14,000 to $312,000. When $312,000, I believe, was a 9.8 A++. I think it was a promo. I don't even think it was a white bullets. It was like a later revision of the game that sold. So to talk about pricing this game, and you find this is my best advice. You find a sealed copy of this game in the wild that hasn't been graded, get it graded and sell it.
Yeah,
go buy a car.
You said like we said earlier, 3 million copies of this game came out. I'm sure there's still some sealed in the wild. That's a lot of copies of an NES game. So I'm sure there's still some out there that people haven't listed that are just, still there. So it's not necessarily a rare game, but
no, it's not. This is the thing that I've come to terms with. Yes, here it is. It was an Orange Bullets later production oval SOQ. So it's been basically a perfect sealed copy of this game is what sold for $300,000. So this is what I'm going to say. And what you have to realize as you get into collectible markets, it doesn't matter how rare something is. It does. It's part of it. So to say that this is the nicest of something or that only this many of these exist, that attributes some of the value. But it also has to have like reverence as it relates to the game. You can be like, look, I got this 10.0 NES play action football. And everybody's like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares about that game? But if you show me Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or Mario or Metroid or some seminal franchise that has like perpetuated and gotten better throughout the last 30 or 40 years, it's the Spider-Man syndrome. It's that whole thing in collectible markets where it's like people don't, how do I put this? I care, but people don't give a shit about stadium events. Your friend comes over and you're like, hey, this is stadium events. It's the hardest to find licensed NES game. And he's like, I don't know what this is. I don't give a shit. But if you hold this and you show him this, he's like, oh my God, I loved this game. I played this game when I was 13 years old. Mm-hmm. I remember my friend beat Mike Tyson and this and that. Like that's what people care about. And that's what people, it is.
But the shift in collecting is so crazy.
The rarity part of collecting is part of it. It still exists, but it's not it's not influencing this market as much, I don't think. It does in some cases, but it's not as much as it being Mike Tyson versus stadium events or whatever it may be.
Right.
Mahjong, yes. the Korean Mahjong game for the NES, I can't think of I want to say HAL, but it's not HAL, that put out those games. Mahjong's like the rarest NES game in the whole world. You just can't. And there's like, I don't even know how few of them there are. Like Robbie knows, Tyler knows. Yeah. People only
care about Mahjong.
Let's take a poll of everyone here. See, that's what he's saying. Robbie's here. I'm here. Tyler's here. John potentially is still here. Those are 4 of the 5 people in the country that know
That's the game I want.
Yep. It's a very, 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 very difficult thing to find. That's all I'm going to say. So,
I care. I want it.
You want it. I care. I want it. Yeah, Robbie does. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think that's why Tyler's saying, hey, let's have a poll. But it's true. Like, so a little bit about the population report of this game. I went and did like a little research on WADA. So complete in box, there's been 192 of these graded. That does not sound like a whole lot. It doesn't.
Not when you're looking at 3 million copies of this.
Right.
Game.
There's 3 million copies of it and less than 200 of them CIB even, not even sealed, right? And that's the 4th most. And to be fair, it's only a sample. I'm flying to Hong Kong, he says, to go get it. I think he said he's going to go live there and see if he can find one.
Do it.
The population report as it relates to complete in box games, there's only 6 games on that list. It's Mario 3, this game, I think Metroid's on there, Stadium Events is on there, Mega Man or something. It's this weird smattering of games but this was the 4th out of 6, right? Which again, we're talking about 200 of these things that exist. And certainly there are more that could be. Like there's 3 million of these sold. I guarantee there's more of them out there that could be graded. Whether they would come back as a 5 or 7.5 or a 9 or whatever. I didn't give a shit because this is one I found in the wild that I was like, I have a copy here. I have a copy at home on my shelf. If I want to play the game, I can play the game. But I'm never going to like pull this thing out of this box and pull it and play it. I have the manual. I have, the letter, those kinds of things. So it's like, that's more of like, it becomes this collectible thing that's more of like a decorative thing to me, where it's like, it's cool, the game's in there, but there's also 3 other copies of the game at my house or whatever it is.
Right.
It's surprisingly, too, I was poking through eBay while you were talking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's better rated versions of this game, but almost everything I saw on there for sale, as far as a WADA game, they're all like 5 to 7.
You know why? Because people take the good ones and sell them at Heritage Auction. They don't sell them on eBay.
Yeah.
The good ones don't go to eBay. The good ones go to Heritage and those kinds of places where people spend insane amounts of money.
Well, you would think, though, that you'd have that one person that's like, hey, look at my dick, everybody.
Yeah, they do that. I mean, there might be.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see one in there. But,
Well,
I didn't dig. I mean, I went like a page.
So that leads me to the number of sealed games, right? There's only 58 of these that have ever been graded. Now, when it comes to sealed games in the population report for WADA, they list everything they've ever graded, right? And it's a huge, vast majority of the library. It might even be every license. I don't know. I didn't sit there and look at how many. But like, it's in the top 15. It's the 12th most graded NES game out there. Not surprising. But it is kind of surprising there's that many. But again, it's that whole like, this is something that somebody's going to want. Let's get it graded and sell it or whatever it is. So just an interesting thing around like, it's a common game, but the problem is it's the classic supply and demand of why. Well, Legend of Zelda costs $30 now because that's one of the best selling games of all time, but people want it. And then the nicer it gets, the more people are willing to pay for it, which whatever. If they want to pay that money, I'll let them. I'm not gonna. So, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I digress. Tell me a little bit about speedrunning. How does it work?
This game has been a wild card in the speedrunning community. The main thing is,
I never knew there was so much to know about Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It's true, Sarah. This is just scratching the surface, and we're 3 hours in now?
God, yeah. So here's the wild thing with this game. Before I even get into the speedrunning category, the way that people speedrun this game is not on a timer. They don't do this game like most games. It has a built-in timer. However, with that timer, there are only, I believe, 5 different time intervals that this game will end at.
Yeah,
so
the tenths of the seconds and hundredths of the seconds only end on 5 different intervals, right? So yes.
Yeah, so
it's like frame. It's almost like a frame. What do they call that? I can't think of it.
like frame perfect data. or
No.
whatever,
They call it. What do they call it in Mario? It's a. Why can't I think
like
of
a
the term?
frame change or whatever.
But there's an actual term for it that I can't think of that I wish somebody would put in our chat right now. Frame roll.
Yeah.
So it's almost like that, but it's put in a number.
Yeah, so you've got like an interval of like time before you hit that perfect mark. So this game is not based on a real timer. So there's 5 different times that you can hit. People have been speed running this game for a long time.
Since the inception. Frame rules. Yeah. Thank you.
Currently, Summoning Salt, who does an amazing video on the
Progression of the speed run.
Yeah.
It's,
absolutely incredible video of it. He has the record for the single segment, another world segment, and real-time world record for this. MPAP has the blindfolded record.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That's what
get
Robbie
it all.
wanted to talk about.
Now, I will get into all the stuff with this. So before this game really took off in speedrunning, before Speedrunning Archives had their website going with all this stuff, a gentleman by the name of Matt Turk really started giving everyone kind of insights onto how to...
He would find exploits or ways to shave time and then make it public.
So the way that things happen with this is people started speedrunning this game, and they'd put up times for it, and then he would, on a forum, list these times that were just insane. People wouldn't understand how he would get them, and it's because he found all these crazy exploits in this game. So for a long time there, how many fights are there? There's
14.
14 different fights. For a long time, Matt Turk held 14 fights perfect. Finally, people broke down some of these fights because there was just a way that you could get to them. Like Glass Joe, the first fight, you could get a 42-second fight.
There are loopholes or things that you can do from a frame perfect perspective to truncate how long it takes. It's like almost like tricking the game into letting you win, kind of. It's not a glitch. It's part of the game, but it's like you learn how to like shortcut through people. Yes.
Yeah. So Matt Turk held the records for every single fight for a long time, and finally people started figuring out. And he would even give them. He'd tell people how he did it. So they started kind of, either tying or beating his records along the way. The crazy thing that really spawned from this was the blindfolded speedrun community. So right when Games Done Quick, a charity auction that has spiraled into craziness with awesome games done quick and awful games done quick and all that stuff, a gentleman by the name of Sinister One, who was a Punch-Out speedrunner to begin with, started doing a side thing where he would run this game blindfolded. And this was in like somebody's house.
Yeah.
Back in the early, this would have been
It was just
early
basically a
2010s.
camera on the TV and a camera on him showing that he was not looking at the TV, like he was blindfolded and could not see.
So each year you would watch this guy run this game, and he'd make it to like Von Kaiser, then Piston Honda, and then further and further and further, until finally he just got to the point of, I believe he got to like Bald Bolt 2 and kind of left it there. And Zallard 1, who was one of the best blindfolded speedrunners and possibly the best Punch-Out speedrunners of all time. I believe he still holds the record for the entire Punch-Out lineup. He did Punch-Out, Super Punch-Out on arcade, then Mike Tyson's Super Punch-Out, Punch-Out Wii. He did the whole thing start to finish. I believe he still has the record on that. But he took the blindfolding thing to another level and finally beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out at AGDQ. And I could be wrong on that.
It hurts my head to even think that anybody has ever done that. Like, I get it. It is this pattern, and it's this and it's that. But I'm like, look, I've watched you beat Mike Tyson like 3 times, but I also watched you fail a number of times.
Yeah.
And that's watching.
With me seeing it.
That's looking at it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's easier because you can't see them. I don't know. But I'm like, the idea that somebody could beat this game without looking at the screen hurts my head.
But think of like King Hippo. Like,
I don't want to.
like how do you,
No,
right?
no, thank you.
Like the only way that you know that he's doing that attack that you can damage him on is you see him do his little thing.
But he makes the noise. He goes,
Yeah, he does. He does do
He makes the noise. That's how you'd know.
Yeah. It's a wild thing to watch. And if you have any interest in speedrunning of this game, speedrunning of this game is cool. Blindfolded takes it to a whole new level.
I almost don't like watching it because it like kind of like makes me go,
Does it make you feel less of a man?
fuck
almost?
off. Not really. It's not that. It's more just like, Stop ruining this thing.
It's kind of funny to watch it though, because the first time I was watching it, I saw the guy get knocked down fighting Tyson. I'm like, oh, he's fucked.
Yeah.
No,
No.
he got knocked down and that was it. Then
Yep.
he got
He
back
got up and did it.
and he beat Tyson.
So yeah, a little kind of to amend what you're talking about, right? Like they do have different types of runs, and this is when I actually put it in here. So the single segment is what you're talking about, where you use the in-game timer, and again, those decimal points at the end of each second have set intervals that they change on. But that is a run. There's the Another World Circuit we talked about has its own run. The real time is the one where you actually just start a timer, like you're watching like a Twitch streamer play the game, and how quickly can you beat it like that? And then the blindfolded, when they do that in real time, they don't do that in the other times. So yeah, and then again, like you said, the first three, other than the blindfolded, are all held by Summoning Salt, which is amazing. And he just recently, I think it was in the last year, the first sub 15-minute time of beating this game is 14 minutes 55 seconds and 250 milliseconds, and it is. It's an interesting stream. Watch it.
He's incredible.
So with the 18 minutes, because I didn't watch the real time one, I watched the timed ones and the blindfolds, which were ridiculous. On the real time though, was he ticking the time? So like, you get that lull when you win the championship and
That counts.
you watch
It all counts.
Yep.
Doc and you can't advance. You have to watch him run.
I believe it starts
or
from
jogging.
It starts from the first, like when Glass
soon as you
Show
hit
starts
start?
up to when you drop Mike.
Yeah,
Tyson.
it's in the rule. Like if you go to speedrun.com
Okay.
and go to the rules around each run, it will tell you what the parameters are.
Okay.
And when you have to start the timer and when it should stop. Robbie says he met that guy in Chicago at a bar a few years back. I'm assuming he's talking about the guy you were talking about.
Summoning
Right
Salt.
there.
Or,
5799, 5782, 0025. Not Summoning Salt, but the other guy.
Zallard.
Yeah, or who was the one before that?
Sinister.
Sinister. Yeah, I don't know which one it was.
I've got
He
everybody's
said
name
at a
down.
bar a few years back, Summoning Salt rings a bell.
Yeah.
If you want to watch a really cool video, it's almost a documentary about the whole
Progression.
speed progression. Yeah, the quest to beat Matt Turk from Summoning Salt. Great fucking video on it.
So I was just gonna say something. Okay. When I look at these numbers, I think to myself, is the real time the same run as the single segment? How would they be different? Did he not like fast forward through those like as quickly as he could? Like you've beat the game as quickly as you can through single segment. How could it be any faster?
I guess single segment just does not count like you doing the
that wouldn't count the
bicycle
breaks.
thing.
Like
I
when
know,
it shows you the
I got it.
the bike workout and all that.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just curious, like, why wouldn't you just kind of expedite through that too? And then it would be the fastest run overall too. Anyway, here's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh man, we're getting to the end here.
All right.
Are we getting to that? I don't
Yeah,
even know.
you're way off. We're on the last page now.
Yeah, we're on the last page.
All right. So, special announcement time.
We are.
Ba-da-ba.
In 2 weeks, we're gonna do another. Was it the 24th? We're gonna have another in studio guest, and that in studio guest is none other than the man, Matty O, 1989. Matt O'Clair is gonna drive in from southern Wisconsin, come hang out, spend a couple days with myself, Mr. Mace, Mr. Hale. I hope.
We gotta give him a Torchburger ways here.
Oh, we've already been talking about food. He's ready for food. He's like, I need sushi. And I'm like, we can go to Sagano.
Yeah, we can do Scano.
We got to do Torchburger too. But yeah, Mattio's driving into town. And Robbie's thankful because he's going to be picking up Robbie's broken Sega CD on the way, which I'm going to repair and send back with Mattio, assuming it all works out the way I hope. So yeah, very excited. Mattio's going to come into town, hang
What
out.
game did Matty O pick?
Yep. So Mattio chose Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It was Mag Max, actually, everybody. It was right next to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. No, he wanted to do something different because we have done a lot of NES games. Kieran and Davison is better sushi than Sagano's. That is good to know. And thank you, Sarah, because we'll probably wind up going there when Mattio is here.
So fucking good, dude.
Okay, well, it's good to know because I'm not a sushi guy. I don't know.
Do you like ramen?
Yeah.
Go there.
Don't.
Ooh.
You're not the boss of me.
We gotta take him to Tony Vu
Oh, yeah.
over at Mamang.
Nomang, yeah. Right here in the farmer's market.
What? I don't know what the fuck Tony.
You're
Bang
gonna get
is.
removed.
Oh, yeah, you'll learn. Pho.
I've been
It's
here
pho.
for like 4 hours.
It's pho. Yeah, well, you're not leaving anytime soon, buddy, so strap in. We are going to do Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for Sega Genesis, which I think is the first Genesis game we'll have done.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're only 18 in, so it's not that bad.
That's true.
We've done 3DO. We've done SNES.
You've done 3DO before Genesis.
It happens, man.
Plumbers don't wear ties, baby.
So, yeah. So that's it. So in 2 weeks, we'll have Mr. Matty O, 1989, in studio to hang out. We're going to do some video game shopping. I'm sure there'll be plenty of posts on Facebook and Instagram about what we're up to. You've said you want to join.
I will
believe you also
absolutely
want
be
to
there.
join.
I'll be around.
Yeah, we'd be around as much as we can. So, but yeah, so that's the big plan. So that's it, man.
Maybe we'll take him to a Pistons game.
I don't think we'll do that.
Yeah, they
don't
did
think we
really well tonight.
Hey, look, they beat the Bucks
beat the
when they
Bucks.
play 'em. Yeah, they beat the Bucks when they play 'em.
It was 50 to 137.
But yet Michigan won by 24 over like number 1 Purdue or number 3 Purdue. What happened? They killed Purdue tonight.
It's basketball. Who gives a fuck?
I care.
Wow.
Just a second ago, you cared. Anyway, neither here nor there. Robbie says, great game, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I'm looking forward to giving it a deep dive. I've played it. I have it.
I haven't played that game in forever.
Well, you're going to have to come over. Tough titties.
I need a retro pie.
I've got one if you would just come over and get it.
You guys
Where is
going to compare it to the Michael Jackson experience on the Wii?
I'm just glad you said on the Wii.
On the Wii.
I think they're different things.
Slightly.
Arcade beat 'em up is better, though. Yeah.
He is right.
You would
That-
think that
that's-
you
I
worked at an
do
arcade.
remember that. The arcade version's pretty awesome.
I can't wait to go to Logan and play all those pinball games, man.
Yeah. Well, we're going.
I can't wait to go to Logan and throw 50 down on Robbie and watch him smoke you in Mortal Kombat.
You're going to give 50. What is that bet going?
That he's going to beat you.
Like, so if I beat him, how much do I
What
get?
are the odds? Yeah, like you got to lay them odds like 4-1, 5-1. What are the odds?
Oh,
It's not,
we'll
it's
get
not,
the odds.
it's not
Robbie?
straight up.
We'll get the odds when we get down there.
Okay.
I'm actually going to head down
You're
a
gonna
little.
book. You're gonna be the bookmaker.
I'm going to head down a little early, and me and Robbie are going to do some training.
Yeah,
I'm
some
not,
train.
I'm not worried
You're going
about
to see
it.
my fat ass in a pink jumpsuit riding a bike down down Lake Michigan with Robbie
Jay
running
Hale
by.
stole my bike.
Jay has stole the bike.
Jay Hale stole my bike.
Any other announcements for us this evening, gentlemen?
We have a link tree now.
We do.
So if you go to Linktree/Lost Joystick, you can find all the stuff we always talk about.
Yep.
So it's Linktree is funny because it's linktr.ee, right? That's what Linktree is.
Does this have your OnlyFans on it?
I thought we discussed this before the show and said
Yes.
we weren't going to bring this up, but yes, it does.
My bad.
Yes, it does. No,
That's
it's okay.
for next week.
No, it's for every day. So anyway, we have a link tree now, and you can go there. You can get links to our podcast, the Instagram, Facebook pages, YouTube. All that stuff is on there. So
You're still
much
not stealing my
easier.
thunder, though.
No, I'm not. Go.
So on Instagram and Twitter, we're at Lost Joystick.
Yep.
On Facebook and Twitch, we're at Lost Joystick Network. And you can email us, info@lostjoysticknetwork.com.
And if you want to send us a letter, we'll give you the address.
Buy me Bone Storm or go to...
Buy me
We
both.
did get some fan mail recently, and it was kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up fan mail.
Did you write yourself a letter and mail it to yourself?
No, I don't
crayon?
know who mailed it to us.
Matty
and I'm
O's mother.
concerned that they know where Mark lives.
My guess is that they know you fairly well if they did this.
I would really hope so.
If not, that's quite concerning.
Solid throw.
All right,
Well, guys, thank you for having me for this week's episode.
sir. Thank you for joining us
Yeah,
again.
you're actually our first return guest.
Yeah.
Nobody else wanted to come back. I don't know how you got me into doing this.
Well,
I can't
Tyler
believe it.
already, he's ready to come back. It's only been a week.
I
2
can't
weeks.
believe that Jay comes back every other week. So
I never left.
yeah, it's true. He doesn't leave. So
No.
anyway, yeah. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
It's good to see you as always. Always a pleasure to hang out. I'm looking
Awesome having
forward
you
to actually spending some time and hanging out in a couple weeks and not just sitting in this room, which is not a bad room, but you know.
It was a lot of fun this week. It was a lot of fun talking with Robbie, John, everyone that tuned into the stream, into the chat, and got to hear all of the chaos that was ensued here. Chaos that ensued here.
Let me slam.
Slam Mag Max.
Oh,
Let me slam Mag Max.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
that's
that
fine.
shit when I go home because oh my god, I remember that game.
How could you forget it?
Yeah,
You know what it's not?
Such a good end.
You know what it's not? It's not Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
New.
It's better.
If you are, I'm editing that out.
5.5.
5.1. It's going to make an exception. All right. With that, folks, go out there, have fun, be safe, and be excellent to each other.
Peace.
Mike's back.
It's pinball talk.
So before you
time.
take off, hold on.
Where are you going, dude? You guys stand and watch him play Tyson? Come on. No, I was talking to Robbie.
Oh, they don't have to stay.
He's like, bye.
They do not have to stay.
No, I want them to watch it. You guys play Tyson.
No, I'm not doing it again. I already did it. I beat him twice today.
No.
I'm too tired to beat him again.
Come on. Do it again. I want to see you do it.
No way. Hey, look, Matt. Whoa. Hold on. Not you. Hold on. Here we go. You got to watch this video. Tyler will appreciate this. This is it.
Okay. Will he be able to hear this too?
If we want him to.
Oh. Tyler may not want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Hold on. You can hear it through this, though. It's coming through loud and clear. Yep, 100%. So let's do this. All right. How am I going to do this with no monitors?
You're good.
Yeah, you got to put the headphones on. All right, you ready?
Mike can't beat Tyson, liar.
Okay,
Tyler
that's
just
fine.
said.
That's fine.
He's not going to give in, Tyler.
Hold on.
He's just going to talk trash.
Oh, you know what? Turn that receiver on. That's why.
Okay.
Turn the receiver on. I don't know why the receiver was turned off in the first place, to be honest with you. Not gonna lie. Ready?
Grab your stack of limited run tickets. It's time to talk about Holy Grails.
Holy Grails!
Turn it up.
Nice intro.
Oh, I can hear it on here now.
Turn it down. This is our favorite
What's
Tyler
up,
video.
Grail Nation? Today we're talking about Mega Man 2. I'm just fucking around. We're talking about the real edition of Mega Man 2. We're doing an unboxing of another super rare limited edition. This is... What company fucking made this?
I love when my friends make me watch a bad
No one's
YouTube
making you do
video,
anything.
This shit
and it takes a
limited
bunch of
to
setup.
Oh my God, we're her
8,500
friends.
copies with this little, it's literally
I'll take it.
a price tag. That's how you know how much fucking effort went into
That's
this.
Tyler.
This is the real
That's
shit.
default gen.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Most importantly,
Dude, Tyler, these
listen.
aren't bad. These are
you get a
amazing.
fucking blue cartridge,
Fucking blue!
and that is why we're the Retro Gem Minor.
This is you gotta watch this.
Yeah, a little fucking picture because
the best video.
This in the store to see what the box,
Best video,
what's the point
Clearvis.
of the gatefold box if it's not in the store. Whatever. Point is, we need a blue cartridge. I better fucking get one. All right, it's fucking polybag. What is this? Like, what is fucking life?
I would love it.
Clear blue. Oh shit!
The best part is not even that. The best.
That's when he cuts it?
Yes. The best part is this.
That's amazing.
Read the edit.
It turns out it's... Wait, what did it say?
No, go ahead.
It turns out this isn't the blue or blue cart. Everyone got one of them. So this
It's the best.
is the rare one.
The best video ever. Thank you for making it. Thank you, Retro Gem Miner.
Mom!
Mom!
Tyler, these seriously are great. You shouldn't say they're bad videos. They are hilarious.
He needs to make a comeback. He can come back on the show anytime.
Maybe we should maybe we should do that if he'd be down.
We should have.
We have a
him
Retro
review
Gem
rarities.
Miner.
Have him come on as Retro Gem Miner and do the.
Oh
mystery
yeah,
science.
you could do the rarity thing.
I want to do that so
This is all garbage. They should be talking about a lot more. Where's the dentist? Bring him back. All right.
Ugh.
What are we doing? Are we done here?
Unless you guys are going to play Tyson, put up or shut up.
I'm gonna lose if I do it because I'm
Just
two for
do
two.
it. Do it.
I'm 2 for 2.
Do it.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll play.
It'll take 90 seconds.
You guys ready for
No,
this?
that's what
You
she
guys ready
said.
for this?
What?
Nothing?
What?
I'm asking if they're ready.
You go ahead.
I'm going to watch you play.
This.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what's going on here. Oh shit!
Oh shit! I love that.
You already have a guess who was actually on rarity.
Yeah, but we don't like him.
Hey, he might still be on.
Why have I been invited on this?
All right, am I just going straight to Tyson? Is that the plan here?
Why have I not been invited on?
Yeah, just go to Tyson. Not invited to what?
Should I zoom the camera in on
No, I think it's fine. I mean, do whatever. I'm going to lose, so the less people see it, it'll be better.
I'm gonna lose.
Hold on, I need sound.
What do you need sound for?
Do whatever you want.
Oh God.
This is stupid. I already did this. Thanks for not recording it, Jay.
I recorded it.
No, you're right.
You just didn't like how it ended.
That's it, folks. Cut the cameras. No,
That was incredible.
that was intentional. That was for effect.
And that wraps up the latest episode of the Lost Joystick Network.
And then, dude,
Mike getting his shit pushed in by Mike Tyson.
I'll give you that. I think that was intentional, but I know it wasn't.
it was.
That was really fucking good.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
I have to pee so bad.
All right, let me try for real. If I get punched up,
There's 6 people on here that still want to see if you can do it. There's 6 people that say otherwise. That or they fell asleep and just haven't shut their computer off yet. Oh, down he goes.
Told you.
You suck.
That was awful.
That was really bad.
I had too many drinks now.
Excuses, excuses.
Looks like Mr. Michael Pitts here is in a minute 15 of the Mike Tyson fight. He's only went down once, 3 seconds left, and he fucks up and takes that second dive. There is still one more.
Fuck you guys. You go.
Dude, you only needed one.
I didn't even get knocked out the first time I beat him.
I don't know, Larry. It's not looking good for Little Joe
Play-by-play.
or Little Mac, whatever his name
I
is.
use that Screamo band to cut that shit. Nope. Going one more time.
Tyler said, "Oh yeah."
I literally had to dodge one punch.
Tyler said, "Oh yeah, I definitely believe you would beat it today."
Yeah, he definitely beat it twice today. I did get that camera angle zoomed in pretty well. Definitely got the part of you fucking this whole fight up.
Looking good.
Oh god. Almost like I went to school for video production. And we do have the first knockdown from Mr. Little Mac with a minute 56 in the first round. Only taken one shot so far. Has not died in the first 90 seconds here. It's looking pretty good so far.
I don't know, Jack. I think he's looking good right now.
You know, the main thing is you got to stay calm, stay focused. You've got the second round coming up. The first 13 hearts are going to drop from Mike just being an asshole and hitting you where you got to block those shots. So we'll see if he can avoid taking any hits here. He's got 5 seconds left, and he ends up taking a hit for whatever reason he wanted to there. Doc Brown does say to keep your guard up there.
Should have told me that a few seconds ago.
So Mike, what you want to do here is, I misspoke. It's only 8 hearts, so you just got to block 8 shots here.
You got to bob and weave, not weave and bob.
Seriously says, come on, Pitts. F&A Cotton. F&A. And Default Gem says, try it blindfolded. Maybe you'll do a little better.
Could have been worse.
Got the uppercut here, and he fucked it up. Oh! Almost got him. Don't use your star punch. Nice. You gotta let him blink 3 times, Mike, and then you'll drop him with that with those blinky eyes. But it doesn't matter. You're doing great so far. You
That's
are
true.
gonna beat Mike Tyson.
Remember, you got a star.
down.
Okay.
Oh,
Not anymore.
oh you really
Nope.
fucked that one up. Use that select start there, buddy. You know, you're looking good so far. You are looking great. You have not gone down a single time. As long as you don't go down 3 times in this fight, you will win this.
Thank you for setting it
Win this match.
Look at that.
Look at that fill. That was a great fill. You are absolutely not going to die. How are you feeling right now, Mike?
I feel good.
He feels good, folks. He's looking good.
Tyler chimed in
And
again.
yeah, so you want to get up at 9 here, Mike. Just fucking chance it. Just chance it. Trust me. Oh, that was close. That was close.
I can't wait to do this with
Ooh, that was some lucky. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Now he's doing that bullshit.
Oh
He's
boy.
back on this shit.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh.
Guys, man. it's third round Tyson. You know how this goes.
Third round Tyson's an asshole. Oh my God, that was close.
Oh, he
as
got
fuck.
up. He's up.
Mike, you gotta knock him down twice.
I feel Tyson going down. There he goes.
And there is the first down in the third round. We're looking all right. Little Mac at full health. Little Mac at full health. Minute 30 to get the entire health bar down there.
Jesus.
Mike Tyson somehow got a full fill there. Oh, there you go.
Oh!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Boom.
Now he's not down yet. You still got to survive. Can Mike get the TKO in the third round? There's 6,000 points on the board, so he has won the knockout, as long as he does not go down. And it looks like the TKO
Done. Got him.
has been placed. Mr.
We have
Michael
a heavyweight
Pitts
champ.
gets the TKO in the third round.
What do you guys got to say now?
Tyler actually said he can't beat Tyson,
I'm impressed.
and
You know, I got a
he's
little
put a lot of
dicey
effort
there.
into it.
Good job.
Rally.
That's impressive. I am proud of you.
I can also beat Glass Joe.
So can Mattio's mom.
Good job.
All right, we're gonna watch Matty Ice do it.
That was a lot of fun to commentate that. by
Yeah,
the way.
just wait till you're on the other end of it because it's not fun.
All right,
It's
fine.
tough.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. You can do it.
I'm only giving it one shot.
Someone was playing off screen. Tyler said.
It was Zoom. It was Zoom. Someone was playing off screen.
You didn't get the whole shot? Are you kidding?
I'm sorry.
You zoomed in and didn't. Oh my God.
All right, nobody cares. All right.
I wish you luck, Matt.
I gotta leave after this. I already beat him once.
That's why it zoomed.
Yeah,
Tyler,
it didn't count. Believe me, I know.
Tyler, you actually found out that I was lying the whole time.
It got
I'm actually
hairy.
beating
In the beginning
Tyson.
of the third round, it got hairy.
Sarah.
Dude, that's uppercut. What was that? I crushed him with that uppercut. He went down. I was like, oh my God.
I don't know. That was wild.
Oh well. All right. Here we go. Round one.
All right.
Matty, old Matty Ice in the first round. This has been your nemesis thus far.
Absolutely, we're fucked.
You got it. You got this.
He's starting out good.
Oh, you son of a bitch. The last one. I did not say anything in the first 90 seconds because that's the worst part of this game. And so many times I watched him get wrecked in the first 90 seconds of this game. When you dodged that first time when he pauses, I knew you had it. All right, here we go. Let's see if you can get him. You've survived the onslaught.
I got lucky.
Look out, Buster. Yes, you did.
got lucky as shit.
That last one, you were dodged way too early. Let's see. Let's see.
We should be okay.
Now just get his ass down. You almost should have just stalled that one out.
Yeah, probably.
Now you should pay attention.
Are we gonna get 2 Mike Tyson defeats?
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not putting any pressure on you. But yeah, that's what we're going for. I've already done my half. I'm done. I did it. Now you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
I even got It was so much fun commentating yours.
I'm trying. I'm
Dude, I was shaking for you.
it's tough. It's
I
tough.
thought you were gonna fuck it up.
All right, round 2. So far, you've gone down none times. He's gone down once.
Come on.
4,
Take your
3,
time. Take your time.
2, 1, 0. Okay, watch out. Dodge. You didn't dodge. Okay. Watch out. Upper. Oh, here. This one you can hit him. Oh, no. That. Okay, now. Oh, lucky dick. That was a good one. That was a good dodge. All right. You got this. 2 in a row. Wouldn't have happened in the order was reversed, though. Yeah, probably not.
Trying to get it.
It's all right. You need to use that in the 3rd round, apparently, when he just knocks his ass to the dirt for some reason. That was the magic uppercut of uppercuts. All right. 2nd time this round.
I'm not looking great right now.
Is that the 2nd round?
That's 2nd down, but not this round.
Oh, that's right. First this round, 2nd overall. But you still haven't gone down once. You've got to survive 55 seconds and get your life back. That's what you have to do. Whittle him down, man. You got him. That's not it. Okay. Dodge.
That might be fucked.
No, you're right. Oh, he just ate that one. He just stood there like, yeah, sure, why not? All right. Get that select. All right. Using it as encouragement. Still hasn't gone down. Tyson's at like what? Less than half health. After that, now he's almost down. This is it.
Come on. Let's check that Phil.
Oh,
what a
Phil. Same Phil. We got the same Phil.
What a Phil.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
Let's go. You got this. You got it.
That was an aggressive start.
That was his style all the time. Oh, you got this. Let's go. Let's go. 3rd knockdown. 1st in the round.
I got to do whatever you did, where you got like 1 hit on him.
That's
and
what
he
I
just
said.
dropped out
That
of
magic uppercut in the 3rd round. I don't know what that was.
Was that a star punch or was
Yeah.
that just
No, it was a magic. It was a star punch. Excellent dodge. Quality technique. Yep. All right. Good. Good. We're going for it here. I think we got. Oh, settle down. You're good. Nope. Settle.
Yeah.
You
No,
got. You
I-
get.
he
You
did
get
that-
those happy feet.
did
You
those-
get dodgy and then you can't stop dodging. Okay. Now remember, I cut it real close, man.
Dude, you scared the fuck out
I know. You got this.
Oh shit, you got full power.
Yeah, he sure did. I did too, remember? This is it. And he's gonna get watch out. He's gonna get like nothing back. When I got him the 3rd time, after the uppercut,
Yeah, he
he
had
came up with
nothing.
nothing.
Dude, that was crazy.
All right, knockdown number 2, 129. A minute 31 left in the 3rd round. That is the 4th knockdown of the game. This is it. Punch his ass. All right. Dude.
Fuck.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh my god, no!
You're choking. No, stop dodging. You've got this.
Oh, good.
You got it. You're back.
Oh,
You're
good.
back. He's back. He's back, everybody. Okay. He's in the zone. This is it. It's over.
Oh!
It's over.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. That's TKO.
Oh my
That's
god!
it. We did
Yeah.
it.
2 in a row.
Let's fucking go. Where's you at now, Mark Reichert? What you got to say
Holy
now?
shit.
Well, your hands were on the screen, so it didn't count.
2 in a row wouldn't have happened.
You gotta get a picture of us together. Come on, hurry.
All right.
Oh,
Hurry
for
up.
God's sakes.
We
it's
got
too
this
late.
cam.
We gotta wait now because it's this.
Yeah.
We already missed the part where they said congratulations.
Well, we got it on there.
Yeah,
But
we'll get it.
Move your big head over, Mark. Matt.
my name's
I
Matt.
thought for sure you were talking to me. Hey, it's down Flamingo. There's Adam Sandler right there. Oh.
King Hippo. That's a great guy.
All right, look.
I can't believe we got him. You guys are so cool. No, we're not. We're nerds. But, you know, we got one.
We're not cool. We did it though.
You're just calling it there.
Well, let's wait. You can stop touching. Or don't. That's a weird head, man. You know what? You need to fight Popinski now. That's what you need. You need vindication.
I've got to leave. But you do need to take down
Hold on,
Soda.
this is it. Look at our awesome.
1 out of 2 out of 1.
Somehow both of us won.
There you go.
Fuck yeah. That was awesome. Are you just going to leave me hanging?
No, I didn't know.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Fucking 2 in a row on my. That's kind of awesome. On stream. On fucking stream. It got a little dicey at the end. But you
For
know
both
what?
of us.
It's just. It's for
That third
entertainment
round.
purposes.
It's that 3rd round. It was all misleading. We had it the whole way, guys.
Yeah, down all the way.
All right, we're out of
I
here.
do love that the only time I was able to beat The 90 seconds was on stream.
That's right. You did it.
All right, everybody, we're out.
Thank you, everybody.
See you
Have a
guys.
great
Thanks for
night.
hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're over here. Zoom back out.
Oh, hey.
That's us.